Yo, salute to the people in the chat. Man, so it is that time of year. It is Combine Week. We had some interviews with our very own Johnny Spytek, general manager, and also the 48-year-old Pete Carroll in the building has some interesting comments. Um, broke down a little tips, a little hints about where they are in the draft, kind of what positions we need. Um, talked about not reaching for players and not passing on generational talent, which is a huge thing. Um, they also touched on a couple more things. We'll get into that, but first, let me recognize my peeps in the building. Tony Chef, salute to you. Tatted Raider Red. Joanna, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you pulling up. John Leon in the building. What's happening, my guy Billy D? What's good? What's good? What's good? So, get your comments in. Let me know what y'all thought about the press conference. Man, I came away really excited. I thought John Spytek had a lot of interesting things to say about the draft. Not only in that interview, but they also did an interview with damn, I just watched it. I don't even know. Chris Sims. I don't know why I always call him Phil Sims, showing my age. But they did an interview with Chris Sims. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. They touched on a lot more kind of than they did in the combine interview. But man, I'm pumped up. I said, of course, after last year, I wasn't gonna be all caught up and bought in until I see the product on the field. But how can you not with the energy that's in the building? Um, these guys are in sync, bro. They're on the same page. If you watch the first interview with Mr. Spytek, Johnny himself, they asked a lot of the same questions. And then when you got to Pete Carroll, his answers were pretty much the same as John Spytek's. So I thought that was very interesting. I don't know if he watched the interview. I'm sure he did, but they seemed very in sync. They seemed like they had the same vision, which I mean you have to at this point. But you know, GMs and head coaches and owners don't always see eye to eye. They always have one guy in their head or one guy that sticks out to them in the combine or that they've seen um, in games. So to me, I thought that was one of the biggest takeaways is they seemed very together and on the same page, which is something we haven't seen in a long time. I think they kind of faked the funk with that last year. We all know when you look at Antonio Pierce and Coupon Tom, they were not on the same page. They never really were on the same page. Their answers were never in sync. These guys, it was totally different to me. So totally different scenario. Um, what else did they talk about? I gotta pull my glasses on to read. Uh, Evaluating free agency. Spytek discussed the current team, the current free agents on the team, and the potential value of the franchise. Players we have on this team. He also talked about how he was going to I thought was very interesting because you would think you'd want your coach to evaluate players, but he said he had the scouts, working as they were speaking on evaluating the talent that's in the roster, guys that are free agents who we're bringing back. Um, they also addressed Max Crosby. He didn't really say much except for he envisions that Max, wants to be a Raider for life, and that's his goal is to work on that. But to me, it didn't really seem like like he said, he can't really speak for Max Crosby, but he feels like he didn't really say he feels like it'll happen, or if not, he said he wants him to be a Raider for life, and he feels Max wants to be so. kind of found that a little interesting. Um, Also, the NFL draft class, quarterback thoughts coming up. He mentioned one quarterback three, four, maybe more than four times. I didn't really count, but I thought it was a lot. He did say Will Howard was the only quarterback that I heard him mention by name when it came to the NFL draft. So, Melissa, what's good? You could take that how you want, but to me, I thought it was very, very interesting. Oh, that's so good. But anyway, so yeah, I thought it was, very interesting that he kept mentioning Will Howard. Also, the fact that Spytek mentioned the Ohio State a lot. Why do I keep saying What the hell's going on? I feel like Dick Daniels. Raider Ryan was good. Let me get to this over here. 93 Navman in the building. What's good? Appreciate you on the super chat. Man, I don't know why it doesn't show up on my screen more. Does it make a sound or anything when somebody super chats? Can somebody let me know in there? Because if not, I got to fix it. I should be getting a notification bell, something. Should be doing something. But I appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up. I guess let me read this. If I can click on it. Right on, right on. Something OG Raider fans haven't seen in many years is continuity. Man, I mean, that's 100%. It makes us hopeful for years to come. Maybe not just next year. Nation first. Salute to you. Salute to the super chat. The $5 ding. Appreciate you. You are the third one in the building to super chat. I appreciate it. But yeah, I agree 100%. And Spytek don't have a 3-year contract. I don't believe. I don't know how long his contract is. If anybody knows, let me know. But I think he's going to be around for a long, long time. He doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. Every time the man talks, he seems very intelligent. I like the way he evaluates players, and also something that I seen when he was talking to Phil Sims. Jesus, stop, Chris Sims. He mentioned, I don't know if it was Tampa Bay or Philly, or I don't remember what team. It kind of slipping my mind right now, but he mentioned the way they evaluate offensive line, and he said their biggest thing was taking top name tackles, like a Gray Zabel, from smaller schools and moving them on the inside, whether it be left guard, right guard, center, it didn't matter. But that was his formula. I thought it was very telling, and I really didn't think he would, kind of give that information. So I found it fascinating that he would, mention that and put that out there. But I really, really like the fact, that he brought that up because I said on a live like 2 days ago, or not 2 days ago, the two lives ago, that there was a huge possibility of maybe moving Theo Mumford, into guard because it's one of the biggest positions. I know they brought back my guy. The hell, I don't know why my keep drawing a blank, but they brought back Meredith, so are they bringing back Meredith? I don't know. I think they signed him, re-signed him. So that's a huge thing. I think he played very very well. But also the other hand, there has been some question with DJ Glaze. I thought for a rookie thrown into the fire the way he was, I thought he played very very well. I mean, didn't help the run game. It didn't help that we didn't have a run game or running backs in the backfield. I thought that was one of the biggest downfalls of the season. But could you possibly move a DJ Glaze inside and draft another a tackle in the first round? Go get another big guy that like a Simmons who might fall. I think played for Oregon, got hurt at the beginning of the season, played very very well in the Senior Bowl. So you know that's all stuff to look out for. Get back to this before. Oh my god, I get way behind. Yes, Raider Red. I've been in the building. Raider Ryan in the building. Melissa, appreciate you. Tiffany, appreciate you. Man, there's more women in here I ever seen in my life. What's going on? All right, nothing really. Rebel, it didn't make a sound. What the hell? All right, well, I apologize. I will get that fixed for the next live. That's very irritating. I spent lots and lots of time on that. It was supposed to work, but however, we will get that fixed. So, y'all talking to yourselves? We have to get Pete some Raider gear. I think that would be nice. Nice button-up shirt or a Raider sweatshirt. You know, if I had an address or somewhere to mail it to him, I'd send him one. But I'm sure he could get all the free Raider gear he wants. So it would be nice. But it's not as bad as having Coupon Tom. The first 3 or 4 interviews he did as a Raider wearing light blue. That just rubbed me the wrong way from the jump. And it was very irritating. Like every time you seen Tom Telesco, he was still wearing light blue. It took him, 2-3 months before he got uh got into the silver and black, but he didn't last long. I have to get out of here, Rebel. All right, appreciate you pulling up. Thanks for stopping by. All right, all caught up on this. Sweet, sweet. All right, I didn't want to run crazy. So, would you trade a 6 pick to Dallas and more picks? Absolutely, 100%. It should be posted on my channel or on Instagram. Raiders Unleashed or Raiders Rebel. Fuck, I don't even know my own Instagram. I think it's Raiders Rebel. Uh, but yeah, I did a mock draft like a week or two ago where I traded back with Dallas and I took Jackson Dart with our first pick in the second round, which is what the third or fourth pick in the second round. So absolutely, I'm totally down with trading back 100%, especially in this draft. I mean, if there's a quarterback that they really, really, truly believe is their guy, I'm not arguing with Tom Brady or Pete Carroll or Spytek for that. I'm just a football fan. I have my opinion. I do a lot of research and a lot of tape and all that, but nothing like these guys do or have the experience they do. So if they believe there's a quarterback there, there's been a lot of talk of trading up for a Cam Ward. To me, I think that's absolutely. I mean, it depends on where you're trading up, right? If he falls to 3, I wouldn't. You know, I don't know. I still have to think about it. Dax, my guy, was good. Appreciate you, but yeah, I mean, I would definitely trade down to 12, especially if you're trying to build the trenches. I mean, you can get a steal at defensive tackle there. Um, I don't. I mean, I don't know what else I'd pick at that position. That's why there's not really too many guys. I mean, there's a lot of positions. Maybe receive a couple receivers, a couple offensive linemen that I would take in the first round. Probably not any running backs because the class is so deep. Probably not too many defensive tackles. So it sucks that we have. Oh my god, bro! Stop with the $50 bling. Man, I appreciate the hell out of you, bro. That is absolutely crazy. My new favorite. No, I'm just kidding. But damn, 93 Nav man, dude. Shout out to you, my guy. That is absolutely crazy. Um, Let me read this. Today that was a day where I lost a Raider brother. Oh man, I heard about that tuna. Um, I expected he would have had wanted to try what you do. You are doing a great job, man. Shout out to that, bro. You make me cry and shit. Stop. Don't get overwhelmed. This is a Raider family here. Hope this helps, man. It helps absolutely, absolutely. And man, I appreciate you. Sorry for your loss of your brother and our brother, Raider Nation. I did not know. I don't even want to say his name, but because I didn't know the man, but my condolences to you, to his family, to everybody in Raider Nation that did know him. I heard he was a big, big Raider fan. So, anybody that bleeds silver and black, bro, is family to me and like a brother. So, RIP, rest in paradise. And again, my condolences, man. If I could give that 50 back to his family, shit, let me know. I will find a way because I don't know what happened, but man, I lost a best friend. Shit, I tried to forget the years, but I think it's been going on 3 years. A month ago, and yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. So again, condolences to the family, to everybody that knew him, and salute to the nation, salute to the man. Um, well, damn, that kind of make you don't want to talk about football, right? But so yeah, moving. Damn, I hate to jump right back into it, but if I don't, I'm gonna get emotional. So, um, you know, moving a DJ Glaze over to a right guard would be crazy, crazy. Yeah, man, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Again, condolences. Um, I know he was a big supporter over there at Chat Sports. So again, condolences to everybody over there and that family. It's all a brotherhood over here. So again, yeah, it's rough, man. I lost my cousin to stupidity like a month ago, bro. So man, I feel you. I feel you 1,000%. But I don't know where they feel uh, um, with Munford again. They're evaluating, and if everybody in the chat, 13 people in here, would put in an RIP and a prayer, I'd appreciate it. Appreciate it. Much love for y'all. Um, but yeah, DJ Glaze, his size, his speed, just watching film and tape on him, his get off on the ball. I think guard would be a definite spot that he could move right into and no problem. And especially if we're going to be pulling a lot, I think it definitely makes sense. And if not, you can go get a veteran guy in free agency, which I wouldn't be mad at that. There's a couple of tackles that you can get. I don't know if I'd be willing to spend the money, but another guy that is injury prone a lot, but I was really high when he coming out of college is Tevin Jenkins over there in Chicago. He's a free agent. You know, the man is pretty solid when he stays healthy. The problem is being healthy. I don't know what the injuries were. I haven't really looked at it. I don't know if it was just lack of not being flexible or, people rolling up on him or what it was, but Tevin Jenkins is a beast. And if you pair him up with a with a JPJ at center, man, and you can get a guy like a Gray Zabel over there, like this line would be absolutely crazy. And I say Gray Zabel just because, I think he played better in the Senior Bowl practices that I seen. And, he played all over the line. He played both sides, left and right, and center. So that would be a steal. Some say he's going to go in the first round. A lot of people have him very high in the second round. How do y'all feel? Would you be willing to use our first, our 30, what is it, 34th, our 34th pick for Gray Zabel, or do you think we should have to probably move up to get him? My opinion is I think we'd have to move up and definitely get him. Um, Not sure if Mumford is the guy. I don't think he is the guy because DJ Glaze came in and took that spot pretty easily. Mumford was healthy towards the end of the season and he never got his job back. So I know AP was preaching, continuity and consistency on the offensive line. Maybe that was a reason, but I think a big reason is DJ Glaze just played way better at the right tackle spot. And I've always felt that Mumford played better at the left tackle spot when AP took over. When Colton Miller got hurt, they had Mumford playing on the left side. I thought our run game was way better, with Zamir White back there 2 years ago in the last half of that season. So I don't know. I mean, Mumford was what, a seventh round pick or something. So he's a late round pick. He played pretty well. Maybe the injury slowed him down, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. We'll have to wait to see what the valuation is on this. But um, now, man, shout out to all y'all for showing support and love. Raider Nation is a family for sure. That's how we do it over here. Rough your day, y'all, but Brandon would be pissed for me not to be not to be being pussy. Man, hey, bro, there is no pussy in showing emotion for for any reason as a man, really, but especially for losing a brother or a loved one. Then you got to not have a heart to not be emotional, in my opinion. Nah, bro, you can say that on this chat. You get a little crazy over here sometimes. Spytek is going to beef up the trenches. I believe 100%. Like, I think he's gonna, I don't know how, but I definitely like the thought process. I like where he was going. I like the fact that he's willing you know, to move guys over. A lot of people and a lot of content creators and a lot of ESPN, whatever you want to call them, analysts or whatever, you know, frown on moving guys from other positions. There was a lot of talk when we moved Divine Diablo was a safety when we drafted him, put him at linebacker. You know, there's a lot of talk, about changing guys in position, but the offensive line is a totally different story. And if guys, you know, what is it, like Will Campbell from LSU? I mean, there's talks that this guy could go in the top 10, the top 5, but there's a lot of people that say his arms are too short. So, if that's the case, then you're going to move that guy to guard, right? If you draft him at tackle and his arms are too short or he doesn't have the speed, you're going to at least try him at guard before you cut him. I mean, if you have any intelligence, I would think. Uh, no judgment here at all. Exactly. So, another thing he talked about was the running backs. Was Chip Kelly. Why do I keep saying That is driving me nuts. I think it's watching these dang videos that everybody's saying but man, that was my biggest pet peeve when Josh McDaniels, or Dick Daniels as I call him, was the head coach for the Raiders. That seemed like he said that word every 5 seconds. So I apologize. Um, again, I don't know what the hell's going on. But he talked about Chip Kelly, how both receivers in his offense had 1,000 yards, had how both running backs in his offense had 1,000 yards. What the hell you call it? Oh, Quinshawn Judkins and Travion Henderson. Both those cats to have 1,000 yards in that system. They both are dominant. One's a little bit better, I think, catching out of the backfield and a little bit faster. One's a little bit more, lower center of gravity. Probably better balance on contact, more of a Marshawn Lynch style. That's Quinshawn Judkins, who I absolutely love in this draft. I think that kid's going to be, especially coming out of, Chip Kelly's system. I think there's going to be a lot of Ohio State kids that if we could get, especially Will Howard, as much as he talked about Will Howard. Now, I didn't see Pete Carroll mention Will Howard or any names except for Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. That was all he said. He had there was quarterbacks in the building that he thought could compete, and didn't get a chance. Never had the opportunity. Never had anybody um, believing in them, showing them that they could. Showing that they believing in them, building a team around them. So I thought that was another key point. Oh my god, bro, stop! Holy shit! Shout out to Navman in the building, man. Um, the obvious thing, Raider D was top 5 injuries. Raider D. Oh, Raiders D. I thought you said Raider D. I was like, what? Um, so Raiders D was top 5 before the injury with Marcus Epps. There are also, man, I cannot read this. They are there now. Defense may not be a priority to me, but until free agency, missing one or two pieces on the O line, JPJ at center, get Becton. I think defense is a huge priority, and a lot of people are overlooking it. And I agree with the Becton 1000%. And again, man, shout out for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you more than I could even say live. Um, yeah, you on fire, bro. You gonna make me feel like Mitchell Renz. I'm gonna have to go get a beer or something and start drinking this to celebrate. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, but yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because Epps was the leader of this defense, and he was making $6 million last year, and I believe he's projected to only make 2 point something or 1 point something this year after coming off the injury. And if that's the case, if we could re-sign Epps for $1 or $2 million, I would totally re-sign him. He's had a great year, what 2 great years in the system. He knows the system. He played 97 or 98% of the snaps. So I wouldn't be mad at bringing Marcus Epps back. We also have Trey Taylor, who I was absolutely pissed that he did not get any grass time this year after the injury. He was back, he was healthy. I know he missed a lot in the beginning of the season, and maybe they just thought he wasn't ready. But when you lose 10 games in a row and you have a guy that you really want to see what he has, or everybody wants to see what he has, and the coaching staff should at least want to get him on the grass and evaluate him and see what he can do. They didn't. Same thing with Dylan Labe. So um the Epps thing, I don't know. For the price, I would bring him back if you're moving on from Trayvon Morey, but it doesn't sound from the interviews like they want to move on from Trayvon. But I said on my last live that I really believe they're gonna let the market trying to kind of evaluate where Trayvon sits. So I think they're gonna let him hit free agency because I do believe he's a restricted free agent, so they can match anything that other teams offer him. I could be wrong. Somebody let me know in the chat if you do know. So I mean, that's to me, that's huge, and it makes all the sense in the world. But it could be a bad thing to let Marcus Epps test the free agent market. Because what if somebody's willing to pay him more than the 15 million a year? There's been teams that have done crazier stuff. So I believe he will be back, but that's a hefty price tag. If he really wants 15 mil and you're trying to sign him for 3 years with the salary cap going up this year and next year, I know you could move a lot of it to the back end, pay him so much this year, so much next year, and most of it the third year. But still, 45 million, 3 years is a lot of money from Trayvon, especially when you can get Marcus Epps, who played just as many snaps the year before. Like I said, 97, 98% of the snaps, had pretty damn good numbers. Coming off the injuries, kind of scary, but price wise, I mean, damn, I would hate to see I would hate to see Trayvon go. That's one of my favorite players on the roster. He has been since they drafted him. But that price is high, man. If you're talking 3 mil, 45, 3 years, 45 mil, it's just crazy when you have a Trey Taylor there, when you have, guys that you can draft in this draft at safety, probably in the third or fourth round, that can come in and pick up the slap. That could, you just signed Isaiah Palomau. What are you doing with Nate Hobbs? That's another big question. So he says Trayvon Morrig will be back. I hope so. I really, really hope so. Find what we got on D first. I'm 100% with that. Like, we have 27 free agents, so we have eight key free agents. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say key because I don't think Jenkins is really key. Divine Diablo is kind of iffy to me. Not a great tackler. So 27 free agents, a lot of them, most of them on the defensive side. That's scary. That's scary. I know we have a lot of money, and people say, 120 million dollars projected wherever we're at. But again, we still have the Max Crosby contract. People are talking about bringing in a $50 million quarterback in Matthew Stafford, or a $45 million quarterback in Sam Darnold. If we do something like that, then we don't have the money to pay Morig that type of money, in my opinion, and keep Spillane and sign Malcolm Kuntz. So I hope we bring everybody back. Malcolm Kuntz, to me, I would sign, a 1 year prove it deal. That if you get so many sacks, if you match what you did last year or the year before, because he didn't play last year, but if you match those 8 sacks he had 2 years ago or gets above it, whatever you have incentives, but 10 million, maybe 12 million for 1 year, I wouldn't guarantee too much because he's coming off the injury. Maybe 20%, 30% of it. That's my opinion. But we know Max Crosby wants Malcolm Kuntz back. Again, Malcolm Kuntz has been one of my favorite players since Antonio Pierce took over, because we didn't see him play much before that. But when Antonio Pierce took over, the man was on a mission. So I believe he's going to come back and play like that. When you have, yes, Epps that killed the D when he went down, I think him and Malcolm Kuntz, you could say the passing game was bad and they gave up a lot of yards. I understand. But that's because we didn't get to the quarterback or pressure the quarterback, you know, the way we were doing with Malcolm Kuntz on one side and Max Crosby on the other, and Adam Butler and um who was the Belai Nichols, those guys were getting plenty of pressure before Christian Wilkins came in. I think when Malcolm Kuntz went down, that was the biggest injury. I think it was bigger than Christian Wilkins, because I thought, um, I believe, Jonah Lalu came in, played his butt off. Adam Butler stepped up. So there was guys to take Christian Wilkins' spot, but until we signed Chase on, there was nobody, and I mean nobody, not even the 3 or 4 guys we were putting out there that could replace what Kuntz was doing. And it put the pressure back on Max Crosby. When Kuntz was out there after the Kansas City game on Christmas Day, he was getting double teamed more than Max Crosby towards the end of the season, which, left Max Crosby to eat. So I think Kuntz is a big, big, big part of the team that has to come back. I hear a lot of talk about Sweat, but he's already making 10 million this year and projected to make 14 or 16 or something. I'm out, bro. I'm out. I know you came off a Super Bowl, but I think Malcolm Kuntz can do the same thing. Christian Wilkins, Kuntz, Spillane, Max all hurt. Yeah, our defense was nicked up. Not to mention Nate Hobbs missed time. Uh, Divine Diablo missed time again. We didn't get to see any of our rookie linebackers because they were hurt. So we have a lot of questions still. We don't know what Tommy Eichenberg can do. We heard a bunch of talk from the locker room and the other coaching staff about Luke Masterson. There's a lot of people in the nation that don't like Luke Masterson. But damn, when you look at some of the, you know, what's that kid from Kansas City that was their linebacker Barton or Burton or whatever that was just tearing it up. You don't know if we got one of those guys waiting in the wings. I mean, I don't know. So, anyone? Oh shit! Anyone heard how much it will take to get Beckham from Philly? Dude is a beast. I think his projected somewhere around 20 mil. And the man is a beast, but I think Philly is going to do everything they can. I don't think he's a restricted free agent for them, so I don't think they have a chance to match whatever offer he gets, which could be huge for us or any other team going after him. But there's going to be a lot of teams trying to get that kid. And yeah, the man is a beast, bro. Especially in the run game, he's just a road grader, putting people on skates. I would think we resign him. Sign him before free agency, maybe 10 mil. For who? Trayvon? 10 mil a year? I mean, if he accepts that, that would be great. But Spot Tech is whatever Spotech, whatever the hell you call that app, is projecting him somewhere between 50 mil. That's crazy. Is it franchise tag projections? Mortgage projected 8.5 mil, guaranteed 2 years. I mean, if that's the case, just pay the man. There's there is no doubt about it. So yeah, if I have my numbers wrong, then I mean, you have to pay him. If you're going to pay Isaiah Palomau the eight and a half up to 8.5 million, I want to reiterate up to 8.5 because yesterday on my live I said it was 8.5 million. So I guess there's stipulations in there. It's up to 8.5 million. So he has some guarantees and then some incentives to up it. So it wasn't just 8.5 mil because I was like, damn, that's a lot for Isaiah Palomau. But if you can get Trayvon for anywhere from 8 to 10, you know, he's progressed every single year. He had over 100 tackles this year. I do believe two forced fumbles, maybe three, interception, a sack. Like the man has been all over, a bunch of pressures, a bunch of hurries. Um, I already got that projected tag. 8 mil, half guaranteed, 2 years. I gotta look that up. Let me get to the rest of these. Obviously, we can sign our own free agents before officially opening, right? Yeah, yeah, we can re-sign anybody. Is um before free agency, we just signed Trayvon, or we just signed Pal Mal. So yeah, we're allowed to negotiate with anybody in the building. I do believe, and I think after the combine, I'm sure you're gonna see, you know, the combine's gonna show a lot of what they want. Probably speed wise, technique wise, what guys are moving up the board, what guys are falling on the board, and kind of get their big board a little bit more organized. Then I think you'll see a lot more of these guys getting signed. But like I said earlier, Spytek said as he was speaking at 10 o'clock this morning, his scouts or whatever scouts, the Raiders scouts, maybe Pete Carroll scouts. I don't even know who the scouts are at this point, but they were in the building evaluating guys. So I think most of them will stay if we can afford it. Bolton is a free agent from Kansas City. Man, that kid would be a solid pickup. He was just a warrior for Kansas City, always in the backfield, just deadly in the run game. If you can't get Spillane back, that would be crazy wild. Tony Chef, we have no reason to re-sign Max. It's not a priority. No, but they're going to because he has no guaranteed money. Uh, he is safe from free agency, handle after free agency. Who do you think we re-sign? Now, I agree 100% with you, Nav, man. 1,000%. Like, Max shouldn't be a priority. However, you have to, if you're going to somehow give him more than he's getting this year, I think it's like 24, whatever he's due. If you're going to give him 30 or 35, then that extra money goes on the books this year. So you kind of have to know what you're giving him, what he wants, and get that out of the way so you know what you got to work with in free agency. But I agree 1,000%. I would first off sign everybody in the building, bring back the guys you want to bring back, and then be like, all right, this is what we have left. This is what we can do for you. Good night, gentlemen. Thanks for welcoming me here. Good night, Rebel. Appreciate you, Melissa. Appreciate you pulling up. You have a good night. Incentives. Yes. Dax in the building. Did you watch the Pete Carroll press conference? Great hire. Am I that far down? Yeah, man. Definitely great hire. Pete Carroll killed it in the press conference. Everything he said, I was on board with. Everything Spytek said, I was on board with. They both have the same vision. We talked about that. They both want to bring in running backs. I didn't really hear him talk about running backs in free agency, which kind of makes me wonder if they're going to go that route or if they're willing to just pull the trigger on one or two. Because if you're not going running back in free agency, you have to draft two, right? I'd draft one. If you have a guy that you think's not going past the second round, like a Travion Henderson or a Quinshawn Judkins, I don't think leave the second round. Then you pull the trigger on those, and then you go. We have 3 picks in the 6th round. There's going to be a bunch of running backs in the 6th round you can pull out of there. I would definitely pull that. Thanks, yeah, right. My guy says Butler, Spillane, Hobbs at the right price. Trayvon, Kuntz. Damn, I want everyone. Here's my thing with Adam Butler, and you know, not a hot take. Who cares? But maybe a hot take. I know Adam Butler played very, very well for us, and the only thing I hate saying this for is because last year he played on the cheap, and I mean the very, very cheap because he could have got more money somewhere else. Other teams, it was reported, offered him more money, and he decided to stay with the Raiders. So for that, I would re-sign him. But with the projected, I think what 6 mil somewhere in there a season, he deserves the money. But man, you know how many defensive interior linemen are in this draft that you could get probably a replacement for Adam Butler in the 6th round or 5th round. I mean, we have 3 picks in the 6th. It might not be a replacement right off the bat. Shane Butler, what's good? Appreciate you. But to me, I mean, again, I guess it's what the big dogs think in the suits upstairs. I love Adam Butler. I think he should have been a starter like he wanted to be, like he said last year after at the combine. He not only wanted that money, but he didn't want to play 1 or 2 downs. He wanted to be on the field all 3 downs. He wanted to be that guy, and he never really got that opportunity. And I just don't see him getting the opportunity this year with the way Jonah Lalu played. Christian Wilkins coming back. Jonah Lalu is probably not stronger, maybe stronger. I don't know, but he's definitely faster. He definitely was pressuring the quarterbacks now, and he has the same motor. Like Jonah Lalu was chasing guys to the sideline, just like Adam Butler. and you're getting that dude for a million, 1.3, 1.4, I believe they're paying him. It's a big difference. So shout out to Shane Butler, man. Shout out to you, my guy. Self love and self preservation is always, number one, bro. If you can't take care of yourself or get yourself right, then you can't take care of others. So shout out for you bettering yourself. I like it. I like it a lot. Agreed. Let's do this. Who is cut? Definitely Diablo, Jones, probably Hobbs. I mean, shit. Let's make it fun then. Let's pull it up. Oh, let's not do that. That was not gonna be good. All right. Um, New window. Spytek. What the hell? Give me a second. Give me a second. Trying to pull this up. It ain't no fun if the homies can't get none. Whoa, why is it so slow? Huh. All right, NFL team management, free agents. That's what I want. Free agents. Oh shit! I guess I probably went with team management. Oh, all teams. Hold up, I'm almost there. Give me a second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 2 seconds. Bam. Ow, lipping hurt. All right, so free agents. We got Marcus Epps. All right, let me pull this up real quick before I get into all this because here is Trayvon Morig. He made under 2 mil market value. $15.7 million annual, not anal, annual. Just to make that clear. Pause if necessary. So market value for Trayvon Morig is 3 years, 47,195,007 cents or dollars. Cents. Holy shit, bro. So yeah, I mean, I can't do it. I know he's a homegrown talent, and as much as I hate to let homegrown talent walk, he's gonna have to work on that. He's gonna have to. I mean, damn. I know he played last year for under 2 million when he probably should have been getting 4, but he was still in that rookie contract range, and I think it's doing him dirty. I mean, really, but that's a lot of money, bro. I mean, come on. Out of the 100 mil we got, we're willing to give this man almost all of it. No, I'm just kidding. But 15 mil right off the top, that's rough. So we got Marcus Epps, Robert Spillane. His market value is 10 mil, I believe. 10.4. So 2 years, $20 million. All right. So that's Robert Spillane and Trayvon Morig. That's 25 million. Two players, just two, just two. It's only two. So we're at 25 mil. Somebody remember that because my brain will not. I'm just kidding. Um, who else is a big Jenkins we can release? Bye bye. Thank you for your duties. Cody Whitehair. To fuck up, flip off my team, bro. Andres Pete, you can get the boot too, bro. You can get the boot. Trayvon Moreg, we just went over that. Amir Abdullah, man, for $1 million or the 2 million, I would almost bring him back. But this running back room was so bad, under 70 yards a game. I've been a Raider fan for 49 years. As long as I've been alive, I will be 50 in March. Oh shit, I'll be 50 in a couple days. Oh my goodness, why'd I bring that up? So yeah, over the hill, big time, 5-0 coming soon. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but stay tuned. Um, damn, that just brought me down. Why am I getting brought down with so many negative things today? No, I guess that's not a negative. I made it a long time. So Amir, like our running game was just dismal, bro. It was nasty work, and other than Dylan Labe, I would kick everybody. I would totally clean house in that room. So I wouldn't bring back Amir Abdullah. I would let him go. Adam Butler, again, he made 1.8 mil, which was an absolute steal last year, which is why I feel he kind of earned the fact to get his money here. Oh, they only got him at 2.9. Oh, well, shit. Never mind. Sign Adam Butler right now. Like, no doubt about it. If he's coming back for that $1 million upgrade, then 1,000% you got to bring Adam Butler back. So Adam Butler back. Why does this picture keep coming up? Malcolm Kuntz is the big time one. $20 million, unless it went down, because I believe that last one just went down. These ads are sick, bro. Fucking sick. Did you freeze on me? Malcolm Kuntz, 2 years, $40 million. I can't do it. I love Malcolm Kuntz. I talked about earlier how he was the biggest reason our defense just absolutely fell apart, and we weren't that top 10 defense we were supposed to be. Main reason I believe was Kuntz, but still, even with all that scenario, I can't do that. Like I said, one year prove it deal with a whole bunch of you know incentives, and if he meets those, then you pay the man. If not, move on. Divine Diablo made 1.2 mil. I guess he didn't make a lot of money for as much as I gave. Man, I was on Divine Diablo big time last year with his no tackling. 7.5. No, absolutely. Nuh-uh. No, no, no. So Divine Diablo gone. Amir Abdullah gone. Madison gone. Andres Pete gone. Whitehair gone. Man, we got a lot of holes to fill. Pause if necessary. Darnay Holmes. I can't believe this guy was making almost. I mean, just a little bit under Trayvon Merrick. His market value is not that high, but I thought he came on towards the end of the year. He got better at tackling. He got better at coverage once he learned the system. At 1.3, I mean, as many free agents we got, you kind of got to bring him back. Again, I don't know what they do. I'd rather have Sam Webb, who's down here. Um, Terrence Marshall at 24. I'd rather see that kid out of Tennessee. What's his name? What's the kid out of Tennessee's name? Oh man, it'll come to me. But anyways, I'd rather see him, get some grass time this year. See what he does in the combine. Zach Carter had some flashes. He definitely had some flashes. I don't know where we're going with him. Nate Hobbs is making under $1 million. What? Oh yeah, I already talked about that a couple weeks ago. That's sad. So market value for the man, Nate Hobbs, 2.9 mil. You have to bring him back at that. He's a Raider. He's a homegrown Raider. He's played for under $1 million as a Raider and was, minus the injuries, one of our best players on defense this year. Not great in coverage. One of our best tacklers by far. You know, top 5 player in stopping the run this year. I really like Nate Hobbs, and man, I try not to get attached to these players, but damn, when they're with the Raiders so long and they're out there giving it their all every Sunday, it's hard to let them go, especially when the ones um, that don't get developed or don't get any grass time, don't get a chance. I hate that. DJ Turner is a guy that I would love to have back. He's very, very fast. The price is right. He don't even have any market value. Luke, let me make sure. Yeah, so none of these guys left have market value, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Um, Luke Masterson, 27 years old, his third year in the league. Injuries have plagued him, but we heard, at least I heard, on the rush, Robert Spillane talk about how he believed this kid had everything to be not just a Pro Bowl player, but a all pro player, like first team All Pro. I don't know about that, you know, but that was one of the main guys he talked about on this defense when he was on the rush 2 years ago. And I've seen flashes from Masterson. He's good at stopping the run. He's good if you allow him to blitz, which they never do. Oh my god, dog! What the hell? What? What's wrong, too? Jesus. Um, I gotta get back into this chat. How far behind? Andre James done? Please tell me that. Yes. Shut up. What I miss? What I miss? Trayvon gotta have all the girls at the club. Hopefully Trayvon stays out of the club, bro. All running backs except for Amir. See, I would let Amir go too. I mean, I know we need veterans in there, but no. March what? March 6th. March 6th is my birthday. Pisces gang. You like the Jets, Raiders, but mainly Eagles. You are crazy. You are crazy. Shane Butler. I don't know about you. Andre James Dunn. Man, Nav man, you should come in here more often, bro. I love the way you think. Yes, Andre James should be done. But here's the thing with Andre James. He did play in UCLA. I do believe, I could be wrong, but I believe he played for Chip Kelly in UCLA. And he played tackle and he played guard. And somehow he got moved to center. And we got rid of Rodney Hudson. And yeah, that sucked ass. But yeah, Andre James just plays like he's on skates. The money was way too much, whatever we paid him. 25 mil, 24 mil, 3 years, I thought was at the time way too much. I don't know if I never really cared for Andre James, even though he's a Raider, and you know, I try to root for everybody that's a Raider. But some guys I just can't. And maybe it was the fact that the guy they traded to the Seattle Seahawks for him. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but most of it is his play. He's supposed to be that big, angry, solid, physical guy. And I don't know if he was hurt last year or what it was, but last year I think had a lot to do with the system. The year before he played way better. Played way better. Protected AOC way better. But this year, man, the man did not do his job. So yes, I would definitely walk from Andre James. Um, a Raider cousin, Shane Butler, the youngster in the building. He was a Raider fan. His parents are Eagles fans, and then he became an Eagles fan after they won the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Oh my God, you're a Sixers fan too? Dang. Eagles made an impressive run, dude. Right? Yeah, they were nasty. That defense is just dominate, 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 dominate. All right, so I'm caught back up to the chat. I need to put a star here. And I can get back to this. Charles Snowden. After the DUI thing, I just don't see the new regime going for that. I think kick rocks, my boy. Um, Kanao, Kanai Muwaga. I kind of liked him when they put him in at fullback. Other than that, I really didn't see him do much. But seeing since he's the international player, hey, I got it right. That's the first time I remember that word in like 30,000 lives. Um, since he's the international dude, I don't know how that's going to work unless they find an international player to replace him. So he might be back on the roster. Jordan Meredith, I believe we re signed. Matthew Butler is another guy that zero money. Damn, he ain't getting paid at all. That sucks. Matthew Butler, he had flashes last year. He's a young guy who never really got too much opportunity, because our defensive line was kind of set in stone. That's another thing that kind of don't like about Patrick Graham is he does have, favor a lot of guys and he doesn't try to play too many guys. I mean, we have had safeties in the building. Isaiah Palamau was one of them. And last year, both of our safeties, like I said, played 97 and 98% of the snaps. You gave Isaiah Palamau like 3% of the snaps, bro. That's nothing. Like, no wonder our guys were always getting cooked on the back end because that they're out there all the time, especially when our offense is going three and out. These guys don't have a chance. Um, so yeah, that's where we're at on all these guys. Let's go all teams free agency and talk about what I think we need to do the most. And that's build the trenches, right? Trenches, trenches, trenches. So I want to go right tackle just because I haven't really looked at right tackle until I came up with that, not came up with, but until I heard John Spytek talk about how he likes to go about building the offensive line and, drafting those big time tackles at small schools and making them big time guards. So, Morgan Moses, 33. That's kind of old. Played for the Jets. Did his market value go up any? That's the big question. How can you tell with all that shit? Um, 2 million. So yeah, market value didn't go up any. That's the best right tackle in free agency. You gotta be kidding me. 5 mil? Wow. Wow. Okay, so unless we draft a right tackle, I don't see DJ Glaze going anywhere. We're gonna have to draft a guard. So 10 million. I talked about Tevin Jenkins from Chicago, but at 10 million, man, with his injury proneness, I don't know. I might be out on that. Trenton Brown. There are no right tackles this year. he made what 47. Did the market value go up? Which lets you know if he played better, in my opinion. No, it dropped tremendously. So out of these right tackles in free agency, does anybody know a right tackle that played well that's in free agency? Because not all these guys at the top, some of these guys paid less could have shined. I don't know anything about Kendall Lamb. I know nothing about David Queensberry. What a horrible name. Um, I know nothing about Trenton Scott. Where does dude's play at? Washington. All right, let's check Trenton Scott. No market value. Okay, that tells me nothing, bro. Ah, man. Storm Norton. I don't know. Let me get back to this chat. Let's see if if I missed anything. Shane Butler negative. Do you? What I miss? Right. Uh, sorry for not being honest, Rebel. I feel terrible. Oh, come on, man. Up with that, Shane. Don't even try it. Get that shit out of here, bro. You know I'm just messing with you, man. I could care less what team you like. As long as you come in here, you're respectful and you talk football. Like that's not we allow Chief fans, we allow Charger fans, Bronco fans, as much as we don't want. No, I'm just kidding. But it's all good, Shane. You're my guy, bro. You always be my guy. For sure. And I hope your job is going good. How's school going, man? You get your grades up yet? Because them grades are everything. Education, education, education. Think dude from KC is a guard 20 mil. Yeah, let's look at guards. There's not too many of those either, man. It's few and far between. Do we just want to go all guards? Do we want to go left guard, right guard? Oh, it doesn't give us an option. Only on tackle. All right. So I guess we're just going guard. Zach Martin retired. So done. Kick rocks. Brendan Scherf, Brandon Scherf was making 16 mil. His market value is now, come on, work with me, 6.7. So Xnay on the Scherf, my guy Scherf. All right, let's go down this line. James Daniels, Kevin Zettler played pretty good. I know that. Patrick Murphy Hernandez. Let's check out this guy since he was a Tampa Bay Buck. Mr. Ben has ties with Spytek. Ben Bretson. Damn, his stuff dropped too. So everybody, Malachi Becton, of course, only made 2.7 mil, but his market value is drum roll, ad. I get rid of these ads. I get rid of these ads. 10.2 mil. I'm paying him that all day. I'm not. There's no question about it. I'm not hesitating. I'm calling his agent as soon as March 11th hits, whatever time it is. I'm picking up the phone. I'm saying, 11 mil. Bring him in. Whatever. 12 mil. I don't. I don't care. Go get him. There's no reason to mess around. Make an offer he can't refuse. Make him 15 mil. Pay him some on the back end. Pause if necessary. But yeah, I'm 100% in on that. Don't even have to think about it. No hesitation. Where did I leave off? Mekhi Becton from the Eagles. And I know my guy Shane Butler over here it's going to be wilding because he don't think he's going anywhere. He thinks he's coming back to the Eagles, but we shall see. John Feliciano, I think he had a down year too. Cody Whitehair had a down year. Dalton Reisner, 2.4. I think he had a better year than he did. My guy Tevin Jenkins. So here's what I don't understand. Like Tevin Jenkins was hurt, didn't play all last year, but they drafted him as a tackle. They moved him into guard, and he has played both guard spots, but he's been injured. He was making 2 mil, and his market value has gone up. What's my thing not working? To $10.3 million. I mean, I just don't know what the injury report, bro. The injury report scares me a lot. A lot. Like a lot. Why don't it have stats? It should have some kind of stats. Stats, no stats. All right, so I don't know what his health is, but I know he didn't play the whole season. I know he didn't play the whole season last year. I know that's a big, big if. What happened? Some bitch. Too many backs. Oh, that's how you gonna do me. All right. Brandon Parker. Mm. We can go get Brandon Parker. No market value. Imagine that. James Hudson. Somebody on this line. I don't think it was this cat. It's his first year and he's a free agent. No market value. Damn. Sorry, I'll get to the chat in a minute. Gravy, what's good? Appreciate you pulling up. I just seen your logo. Uh who was it? Who was it? One of these offensive linemen balled out and his market value went crazy high. And I don't know who it was. Anyways, so yeah, that's the guards we got to choose from. I'm on guard, right? No, that's right, Tego. Zach Martin. I don't know why I went back so far. Retired. All right, where's Pittsburgh? I think it was this cat. Made 4 mil. No, his drop too. Like every one of these offensive linemen that were making decent money last year, their market value all dropped. Besides Malachi Becton, I mean that's by far the best guy on here, and at 10.2 mil, I mean you pay the guy, right? Miami Liam Eckenberg, what did he do? Come on. All right, then give me his full market value. Greg Van Rotten, $2 million we could bring back. Like there's not a lot of interior linemen. So the fact that Spytek said he's not opposed to moving guys that were tackles, let's look at left tackle. Can you move a left tackle to left guard? And the price goes way up. Cam Robinson at 18 mil. Ronnie Staley, I don't think you're moving him to guard. And I don't think you're moving Colton Miller to guard. So to me, I don't see that working. Robert Staley market value comes up every time, bro. How do I get rid of that? Is now $20.7 million. 2 years, 41 mil. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So, with that being said, I'm gonna push this back. Get back to this draft. Shout out LVR. Appreciate you pulling up. Raf in the building. Gravy, what's good? What's good? Um, OG means original gangster, not old guy. Good shit. uh, Shane Butler never be influenced by anything other than your heart and soul. I'm gonna put that up here and leave that up here until I find a better one. If you want something, go get it. Absolutely. Best advice you could get. Best advice, man. Listen to your elders. And I love the fact that there's people in here willing to educate the youngster. That's even better. Even better. LVR, what's good, my guy? Your salary cap went up. What do you think now? I already know what you think. Rafa in the building. Salute to you, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. God bless everyone. God loves you. Jesus loves you. Amen to that. Amen to that. Hope everyone gets blessed because God loves you. Shane, you becoming a preacher now? Nice. I like it. I like it. 93 ain't in front of me, giving good luck everywhere. Oh, Navman offends nobody. Hell no, young man. I need all I can get. Yo, Wyland. Kevin Buckman is versatile. Bachman. Chef, appreciate you pulling up, man. As always, much love, my brother. Stay blessed. Take it easy as much as possible. Work smart, not hard. Rebel, do you want DJ Metcalf on the Raiders? I like Metcalf. I think he's kind of, slowed down the last couple years. I would rather have Savion Williams 100%. And it's absolutely hilarious. I heard 3 content creators today say nobody is talking about this guy, Savion Williams. Man, go back and watch my lives, bro, from 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Raider Rebel been on the Savion Williams train for a while. This dude is an absolute freak of nature, bro. 6'5", 220 something pounds. I don't know. He should be a linebacker. Let's just put it that way. You can line him up in the Wildcat. You can put him, X, Y. It doesn't matter where you put the guy. He's gonna perform at the top level all the time. He's just a baller all around. He's a freak of nature athlete. You can put him at running back. He'll play running back. He can throw the ball. I mean, the dude throws the ball like 50 yards, and he has pretty good accuracy. So Savion Williams, if you don't know, now you know. Go check out the name TCU. He also has another guy at a TCU, and John Beck. John Beck balled out in the Senior Bowl. Another great talent. So to answer your question, 20 minutes later, I would take DJ Metcalf depending on the price. Now, if we're talking like a fourth and maybe like a sixth this year, which they ain't gonna do, but maybe they will. They're trying to move receivers. They might have some cap issues. Don't know. But for the price, it's the same reason I'm out on a Matthew Stafford. I'm not paying $50 and $50, $50 million, and and giving up a second and a third round for a guy that's 37 years old, just not doing it no matter how much we want to win now. So yeah, probably not. Like, probably not. I'm definitely not giving up a second round like some of these guys are saying for DJ Metcalf. No, a third round. We do have two of them. Depends on who's there in the draft, who we get, who else we go after in free agency. A lot of stuff goes into it. But as a player, if the price is right and you don't have to trade, crazy capital to get them, absolutely. I mean, you'd be a fool not to want DJ Metcalf on your team, right? The dude is a dog and built like a brick shithouse. Rebel, I'm trying to be open about my faith. Don't care if people don't. Hey, rock with your faith, bro. If you believe, the number one thing about being a Christian, right, is doing God's work, right? And if you don't let people know your faith, then how's anybody going to know about God if you don't, or talk about him if you don't bring him up? So, hey, do your thing, bro. I rock with you on that. Shout out to you. Gravy, I know I was sure to talk on it. What did I miss? Did I miss something? Sorry, I gotta go back up. Make sure I didn't miss something. Oh, I got you. Yeah. So what else is in the news? How do y'all feel about Shador? Like not throwing? How do you feel about Shador being a Raider at 6? Dylan Sampson is Jacobs 2.0. I like Dylan Sampson, and especially where you can get him in the draft. I don't know about Josh. If you're saying Josh Jacobs, like our Josh Jacobs, JJ, I don't know about that. If he is, I'm a million% in on that. He is kind of a thicker kid, does have speed, runs with that uh bully mentality. I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it. It's sixth round, you said? I mean, I was thinking probably fifth, maybe even late fourth, because I don't know. There's like 30 something running backs that could probably be drafted in this draft, but he's up there. Like I don't know if he's gonna fall that far, especially when it comes to the combine. I mean, I don't know. Some of these guys are definitely gonna surprise some people in this running back class at the combine and the receiver class also. Like I said, Savion Williams is at a TCU is just crazy good. I would take him uh over Gold from Texas. I know he has the speed, but come on, man, a 6'5", 2 something is it's just crazy. I couldn't believe Jerry Rice played for the Raiders. Why not? He played in the Bay in San Francisco. I mean, you don't have to go far. You got your house, everything pretty much right there. It was a perfect fit. And I'm glad he came to man. I'm glad he came to us. Under the radar. Draft running back Dylan Sampson in the 6th round. 100%. I would take him in the 6th if he's there. There's no question. We have three sixth round picks, so without a shadow of a doubt, I would take him. There's a lot of running backs I would take in the 6th round if they're there, and there's a lot that I think are going to be there. Time. What? Dylan Sampson and my running back one the whole time. Somehow time got put before the other part, but it's all good. I know what you mean, my brother. Uh, that's your running back one. So my guy Nav man, again, shout out to the super chats, bro. That was I don't even know what to say, bro. But again, thank you. But my man Nav man says 6th round. And my boy LVR is saying Dylan Sampson has been his guy, his number one running back the whole time. Y'all gotta y'all gotta elaborate on that. I don't know. All right. Now you got me questioning shit. I have to go look. I have to go look. Where is this man at? Again, give me a second. Trying to open a new window. What is the best thing to look at? Let's just go with Mock Draft Simulator, NFL Draft Buzz, running back. Ooh, my boy Jackson Dart at the top of the list. That's not a running back, bro. That's a quarterback. What the hell happened? All right, give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right, running back room. They have Genty, Marion Hampton, Travion Henderson, Dylan Sampson, 5, bro. Navman. Oh, you would take him at 6. My bad. I might. You saying you take him at 6 or in the 6th round? Because I got to get this right. I'm confused. I was saying there's no way that dude is falling to the 6th round. They have him as the 5th best running back on here. All right, let me catch back up. We shouldn't. He shouldn't throw. Why not? Why would he? Tape is already there. All he can do at the combine is reduce his worth. But that's the problem. That's the problem I have. Is he believes he's number one. He says he's the number one quarterback in this draft. He says he should be drafted number one. He says he's the most competitive. His father says he's the most competitive out of all the players in this draft. He loves ball. So go out there and compete. Go out there and prove that you're number one. Because on tape, yeah, there's a lot of tape out there, but there's a lot of tape that I've seen on Jackson Dart. There's a lot of tape I've watched on Kyle McCord. There's a lot of tape I've watched on Will Howard. He don't show anything special to me that doesn't stand out about these other guys. Maybe his accuracy and other than his accuracy and his football intelligence, maybe pre-snap read. But other than that, I don't see anything special, especially when it comes to guys like Jackson Dart or even a Riley Leonard. People talk so much trash on Riley Leonard. He's not, he's only going to be a backup. And I've been trying to find somebody say different because I just have that gut feeling that when this kid gets in the league, if he gets his opportunity, he's going to be a baller. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, go out there, shut everybody's mouth. The critics say whatever, you hold the ball too long, your footwork's off. You can show all that. You don't have to run a 40 time. We all know he's not athletic. He's not the fastest guy. We're not trying to do the high jump or any of that, but go do the measurables. At least, be there and with your peers and support people in the draft. Like, I understand that. And then the fact that you only want to throw with guys you're comfortable with, that have potential to go in this draft. Some of them may be UDFA, but still have a chance to be drafted. You're going to throw to those 4 guys. The number one guy being Travis Hunter, which some people could say is the number one corner and the number one receiver in this draft. But the fact that you only want to throw to guys you're comfortable with, you're not going to be comfortable for a while coming into the NFL. On a new team, it's going to take time to get timing. So what better way to start that than to go out to the combine and show that you can throw to guys that you're not comfortable with, that you have no timing with, that you can put the ball where it needs to be. Because when you have timing and comfortability with guys, they make a quarterback look good. A receiver can't make a quarterback look good if he doesn't know if there's no timing and shit, the quarterback's got to just put the ball where it needs to be. You got to lead the receiver. You got to throw with anticipation. Show all that shit. Go prove you're the number one guy. To me, that's how I feel about it. Now, I get what you're saying, that he has nothing to prove, and it may reduce his worth, but it may reduce his worth not showing up at the combine. Not showing that competitiveness, not showing how much you love ball. Because Riley Leonard's going to be there. The dude played in the national championship. He played longer than any of these guys. Him and Will Howard. They're going out there and showing their stuff. You could say Will Howard won a national championship, had pretty damn good numbers. Why should he go out there and have to prove anything? He's got more tape, and Riley Leonard, both of them got more tape than anybody in this draft. So to me, just go out there and throw. And if you're scared of you don't have the strongest arm, or you can't throw that speed fastball, over the middle, which a lot of people say he can't, then prove them wrong, right? Prove them wrong. But I guess when you got that much money and you're supposed to be number one, you ain't got to prove shit to nobody but yourself. And I get that too. I became more of a Raider fan when Pete Carroll is replaced. Messed up, Shane. That's messed up. Messed up. You live in Tennessee? Shit, I live right here in Arkansas. Next state over. I met and trained with this dude. Nice. Hell yeah. Samson will be late first to third round, depending on the draft where he falls. Teams reaching on quarterbacks or whatnot. Yeah, I get that. I think there's going to be more running backs, taken in the later rounds, because a lot of teams are forgetting. And I know teams like the Bills, some of these teams like the Bengals that could use definitely, you know, one of them killer carry the load, positive, necessary type running backs in this draft. But they also need defensive line help. So, you know, just depends on where they go with the defensive line depth. Maybe some of these teams that made it to the playoffs that could use help in their running game take a chance on one of these running backs. I just feel like there's going to be more guys drafted in the first round out of the running back room than people think. And I think Ashton Genty probably going to fall out of the top 10 somehow. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. But Samson is a dog, man. 93, I am wrong about Pete Carroll. Made a huge Raider fan because I'm not a fan of Pete Carroll. So what you're saying, Shane, is you just don't like old people? No, I'm eating these damn nerd candies. Um, nah, man, Samson is a beast, bro. A true down to earth guy on the field. I expect him to go late fifth round. He's one of the top running backs in this draft. Nobody's waiting until the fourth or fifth round to draft the top running backs. There's 10 running backs, maybe 15 I can think of, that don't get past the third round. And maybe tomorrow we'll do it live and break them down. But I got to watch a little more tape on a couple more of them. So actually, might be a couple days because when I get to watch the tape, I forget all about having a live schedule. Um, Likely what he did with kids in South Africa too. I got Samson in the third mostly. I like Nabman's prediction. I hope he falls to the 5th. That would be crazy. Maybe slips to the 6th. But I don't know. If he's that high on their boards, and I've heard a lot of people talk about him. 5'11", 190 at a Baton Rouge. My Cajun brother. Man, these ads are ridiculous. Hate this damn thing. 40 time projected 4.35. At what size? 5'11", 190. He got to gain some weight though. Definitely have to put on some pounds. At 190 pounds, man, you ain't gonna be a 3 down back in the NFL. Maybe a 3rd down back. That 4.340 time sure does look nice. Overall rating 85th out of 100. Is that running back or projected out of all? So he's rated 85th out of 100 top 100 players. Defensive rating 76. What the hell? Rushing. All right. Rushing 95. Breaking tackles at 80. Receiving hands 93. Blocking 61. Run blocking or pass blocking 61. Run blocking. Not bad. I'm trying to find out where they have him projected. But these ads keep. Projected. I guess they're not going to tell me. Am I missing it? Pro Day, Tennessee, share overall rating. There's no projection. Oh, it's just grade. Overall ranking, 62nd. He's the 5th best running back. He is projected to go 2nd round late. So I don't see him going in the 3rd or the 5th. He's probably going to go maybe early 3rd, because there are some running backs that I have in front of him. And again, I don't think I watched, but like a couple videos on him compared to James Cook, Jalen Wright, and Trey Benson. Yeah, so that's crazy. They got him going in the 2nd. Y'all got him going in the 5th and in the 3rd. Um, but it has moved around because they had it in different order. But I really like Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, 225, 6 foot. The man is a bulldozer. That reminds me more of a Josh Jacobs kind of running back. Maybe a little heavy, but Travion Henderson with that 4.39 speed, and I'm hoping, he does better than that in the combine. Because then the Raiders have no choice than to go get that guy. I feel, but I really like Judkins. I think he is the most, uh, you know, Saquon esque, just because of his low pad level, his balance at contact, his footwork. He has that good little hop step and go, and he can hop step, he can jump step. He's got good quickness. 4.49, not too bad. But man, the man runs like it just runs mean and intent. Then you have Devin Neal. I would put these on the screen. The ads keep popping up over and over and over again. Devin Neal, 5'11", 220. seems to be that guy. There's a lot of people saying, I don't mean to change the subject, but there's a lot of people saying Ashton Genty is 5'6" to 5'7" and 5'8". Let me know what y'all think. They got him listed at 5'9". That's why I kind of want these guys to show up at the combine, right? Perform, do their measurements. Yeah, you're going to do all your measurements at your pro days and all that, but that's a little bit more secluded. But 5'11", 220, the eighth best running back is Cam Scatterboo. 5'11", 215, runs a 4.6. I've heard that if he runs under a 4.5, he might go in the second round. That's just what I'm hearing. Kyle Mullins, a Michigan guy. I can see him or the other Michigan running back, you know, going over there to the Lightning Bugs. 6'2", 233. Definitely that workload mentality, hard hat running back that Harbaugh could use over there. Brashard Smith, bro. This kid is super, super, super explosive. Especially if he gets by you, you're not catching him. Runs a 4.4, not the greatest. I mean, it's fast as hell for a running back at 5'9", 195. But he has decent hands. Very elusive, hard to tackle. Come from one of the smaller schools. Sorry, I'm smacking on this candy. Jordan James, Tahai Brooks. Man, this changes on the daily. I ain't been on here in like 3 days, and all the running backs have moved spots. So, LaQuint Allen, Raheem Sanders is up to 14. Now, Raheem the Rocket Sanders, I probably know more about than anybody because, like I said, I'm right here in Arkansas, in Fayetteville, by the University of Arkansas. He played at Arkansas until last year, where he decided to transfer on us. Ass. Um, but man, they call him the Rocket because the man is quick, but he's 6 foot, 225 pounds, runs a 4.44 40, lightning fast. Kind of reminds me of Zamir White. You know, not going to make too many cuts, not going to make no jump hops, not going to make no crazy moves or spin moves or run all the way back to the other side of the field. Although he has in Arkansas plenty of times. Um, Another one of those sleepers you can get, Damian Martinez. This dude, you would think he has the size of Ashton James. I mean, I guess he does at 5'11", 226, a bigger running back. But the man is hard to tackle. It takes 2 or 3 guys I've seen in Miami trying to tackle this kid. And when he's healthy, just explosive, can catch the ball at the backfield, not too bad in pass protection. I mean, Bashul Tootin, I don't know much about Virginia Tech. Jaquindon Jackson. This is a monster, bro. I watched him all year last year in Arkansas. Transferred over because the Rocket left and there was an opening. There was 3 running backs on the squad who got a lot of carries, but this man got the bulk of them. Just lower pad level, will run over guys, loves the contacts, not shying away from shit. He's not trying to juke nobody or run past nobody. He's going to run through you. And, at 4.6, you don't think it's very fast. But I think he's running faster than that at the combine if he does run at the combine. Like I said, 6'2", 225. They didn't throw the ball to him too much, but they basically just ran the ball up the middle. Like, he's not an outside of the tackles kind of guy. But if you need a guy to pick up those, short first down yardage, Shaquindon Jackson. RJ Harvey's fallen all the way to 18. They had him in the top 8 like a week ago. So RJ Harvey has fallen, UCF, Ollie Gordon has fallen, DJ Giddens. I mean, dude, all of these guys could be starting running backs. Now, not right off the bat, they might be, third down backs, but most of these running backs on this list are, Kanai, Managi. I probably butchered the hell out of that. Another just beast ass running back. Like, bro, there's some crazy running backs in this draft. Get back to the chat. Just because how many running back position is evolved. I don't know about I don't know what you mean by evolved, but I think it's going a different way for sure. And I think that was because the running backs this year in the style, Saquon had a huge year. Travis Henry, transfers teams, has a huge year. Josh Jacobs switches teams, has a huge year. So the running back market is gonna go back up, but they still always gonna be that running back market where they draft a guy, they use him for 3, 4, 5 years, depending on where he's drafted. I guess if you draft him in the first round, you get, the 5th-year option. But they use these guys for 3 years, and if they don't make the cut or do make the cut, are too good and they want money, then they let them walk in free agency. That's been the norm for the last 5 years that I can remember. So I see that trend continuing, definitely continuing, which is sad for the free agents. You have Najee Harris projected to get 9 million. I was all aboard bringing Najee Harris. He hasn't fumbled the ball one time this year, averaging 1,000 yards every year he's been in the NFL. And the but $9 million, like if it wasn't for the fact that we let Josh Jacobs walk for 10 or 11 mil, and now we want to bring in Najee Harris, another Alabama running back, for $2 million less. That's never had a year like Josh Jacobs has had ever. It kind of worries me a little bit. The price range just scares me off. My guy say, can't even read. Come on, man. Rebel, I get you, but that's not a world we live in now. Cam, Shador, already know they're number 1 and 2. Why mess with it? But that's the thing. By the time it's all over, they might not be 1 and 2. You know, both of those guys have, that cocky ass attitude, which some people like, some people don't. I know they're respectful, grown adults, and they're probably going to tone it down and not be them true selves in the interviews. Just my opinion. But there's guys like Tyler Shuck that's, got a lot of playtime. Was it over there in Canada? I believe that's the Canada kid, or no, the Canada kid. I don't even know how to say his name, but that kid's got a lot of playtime. Can throw the ball, has accuracy, is mobile. Shador is just a pocket passer, and we've seen all the reports coming out how the NFL doesn't want a pocket passer no more. They're moving on from that. They want guys. Damn, I got the hiccups. They want guys that are a dual threat or a triple threat. Like I said last night, you got to have a strong arm. You got to be able to beat them with your arm, your legs, and your mind. And that's hard to find in the NFL. So I don't see them being a lock at number 1 or number 2, and I haven't all year. Like I've watched tape on all these guys over and over and over again till my eyes bleed, and I just don't see a world where if I was a GM in this day and age in the NFL and my job was on the line, I'm not risking it on any of these dudes. Especially the two that everybody just projects to be number one and number two. Now, the comparisons and the comps to some of these guys, it, I, it makes it even worse when I see the comps that some of them, Cam Ward get or Shador get. Uh, the fact that Cam Ward, and I'm sure it wasn't his fault, it was people in his ear, but Shador even made reference to it. There's a video floating around where Shador says, "You quit on your team. You quit on your team in the bowl game." So, that's his boy calling him out and making reference of him quitting on his team, didn't play the second half. Why show up if you're not going to play? So, there's a lot of things about these guys' character that I question, and there's still parts of their game I question. But there's the same thing with Jackson Dart, Riley Leonard, which if you've been on this channel before, Riley Leonard is one of my top quarterbacks. I was talking about Jackson Dart before the season started. I talked about him last year. I didn't think he was going to move up the board like he did, but I've talked about on this channel before for the last 6 months that Jackson Dart was going to move up the board. Riley Leonard was going to be in that talk of number one, not number one, but first round quarterbacks. And now there's even talk that there's teams that might like or might pull the trigger over Cam Ward, over Shador, and take a guy like a Jackson Dart. I mean, we don't know. But I do know that Jackson Dart played in the SEC. He played way stronger competition defensive wise, especially defensive line wise. Um, I don't know, the level of competition, the level of coaches was just different. It's just different. It's a higher school. Alabama, Georgia, the SEC just recruits different, and it's been the top of college for a long, long time. So for Jackson Dart to go and do what he did, um, for guys like what's the other guy that uh, Curtis Rourke or whatever from Indiana. Like, man, that dude had a hell of a year too. He's the same thing. He's good at you know pre-snap reads. So to me, as a GM, to think you're number one and number two just because that's the talk of the media and everybody's hyping you up, and mainly your father, if you're Shador Sanders, like he's told everybody he was going number one since last year. Like that's been the talk of the draft, last year, and he decided not to come out. He was going to go out this year. Why didn't he come out last year? I mean, we all know same reason he ain't throwing in the combine, in my opinion. But I'll leave it at that. But you know, I agree. Those guys are told, and it's not all their decisions. They have people in their ear, but I just don't agree with that, bro. Not that I agree with it. It's just the truth. I mean, I get it. Yeah. I don't agree either. It's just irritating that, you know, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like him, but the Raiders have a quarterback, Cabe Klubnik. I love the Clemson Tigers. Man, I like Cabe Klubnik too. And there's another reason why you don't have to draft quarterbacks. And I know Navman's gonna hate this because because your boy over there says AOC is never gonna be nothing but a backup. But man, I just don't see it. I see something different in that kid. The numbers he's put up. The kid is 6-1 and should be 7-0 if it wasn't for a botched snap this year in the Kansas City game. But he should be 7-0 when the Raiders run the ball for 100 yards. I mean, you could make it work, especially with the coaching staff we have. You can build around it for a year and take a quarterback next year when there's somewhere like 6 or 7 projected first round quarterback grades already for next year, and it could go up, it could go down. I mean, there was what last year they were already way too early mock draft. They had what 6 or 7 quarterbacks going in the first round. Now there's 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Who knows at this point? Some of these teams are going to take a chance. I feel. I mean, I could be wrong, but Shane Butler. That's a huge negative on Klubnik. You don't like Klubnik? I like Klubnik. I think that kid has done a damn good job over there at Clemson. You definitely need more playtime. You need more snaps. But with that COVID shit's almost done unless you were a freshman, then it really doesn't, or sophomore, I guess, really doesn't affect you. But man, these kids being able to stay in school for 6, 7 years as a college quarterback is just absolutely crazy. So Klubnik had some good ass games on a team that had a weaker roster. He had some big ass games last year. Also, Drew Alar, Penn State stayed in school. Uh, there's a lot of quarterbacks next year, and you could make it work for a year. We heard we heard Pete Carroll and Spytek both say there's a quarterback in the building. Not in these exact words. I'm ad libbing, but there's a quarterback in the building who hasn't been given an opportunity, who hasn't been shown that he's that guy, or had a team built around him, or put in a position to win. So to me, that says a lot. That says a lot. He also said they're going to give him that chance to prove, you know, if they're that guy or not. So the quarterback battle is going to be crazy this year in camp. I love it. Arnie Gonzo, what's good, my guy? Shane was joking about the heart and soul. That's your guy. Shane. Rebel, you are the dark horse quarterback. Um, you already know that, bro. It's Riley Leonard. Now, unless something crazy happens and he just kills it in the interviews, which I know he will, I already have faith in that. But when he gets the chance to show in the combine and at his pro day that he can throw the ball down the field with accuracy, he might move up. But Riley Leonard, bro, I'm telling you, that kid has everything it takes to be a quarterback in the NFL. He's good at pre-snap read. He's always in the playbook. His the players have nothing but great things to say about him. He's a leader. He controls the huddle. I mean, I don't know why this kid's slipping. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because he's too adamant about his faith and you know, afraid he's going to be another Derek Carr. I don't know. But I really like Riley Leonard. And, I don't know how far, um, what your later rounds are. But I think Riley Leonard might slip to the fourth round, just depend on quarterbacks or who takes quarterbacks. That's what I'm hearing. Projection wise, I would take Riley Leonard in the third. I wouldn't take him, with our second, third round pick. If he's there and we haven't got a quarterback, I would definitely take him. If that kid sits for a year in the right system, Riley Leonard's going to be a stud. Uh, no cap. I feel tired. Take a nap. The hell. That's new. Damn, I'm happy for him. My eyes hurt. Well, stop reading the comments. Spytek presser today. Put this up. My bad. My guy Arnie says Spytek presser today showed that we are a poor team with poor talent. Need best of player available around plus free agency pick. How did you get that from that? First off, chat, let me know if you feel the same way with Arnie. And second off, sorry about chewing on live. I'm eating candy. Um, you gotta elaborate on that, Arnie. How did it show we are a poor team? they both clearly said there was talent in the building that they wanted to keep in the building. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you get that. So let me know. Let me know. And the second part, best player available. Were you listening to the live? I mean, damn. I'm not. I mean, I'm not trying to get on you or nothing positive necessary, but actually, were you really listening to the live? Because I think the first thing he said when they asked him about what are your plans for the draft and in the first round and moving up, and he said, number one, I don't believe in best of player available. So that was the main thing he said. First off, I don't believe in best player available. I don't go that route. I think if you go that route, you set yourself up for failure. Not in those exact words, but something to that extent. So I don't think we're going best player available. Like that was Spytek's main thing. He said you go with position of need, and he said there's a big possibility he's not opposed to trading back if there's not a guy there that they want. And he also said they weren't passing on generational talent. Now we can sit here and argue who the generational talent is in this draft, but to me, there's only three people. And it should be the three for everybody. And if it's not, then maybe we need to talk. No, I'm just kidding. But it's definitely Abdul Carter is definitely got to be considered as a generational talent in this draft. Maybe not in all drafts, but in this one, you know, moving from outside linebacker to defensive end, having 16 sacks in a season in a position he's never played before is you're generational, right? You're generational. I mean, let's be honest. Uh, Travis Hunter, there's no question, or there shouldn't be a question in anybody's mind if Travis Hunter is a generational player or not. The man is you know, I won't say a lockdown corner, but has potential to be that lockdown corner. His athleticism is off the charts. If you've seen the man play basketball, that dude should be in the NBA. He should be in a dunk contest. Like I seen the dude doing 360, pull the ball through his legs, dunk behind his head type shit. So generational, absolutely with Travis Hunter. And then the only one I could throw in there is Ashton Genty. You're not going to find a guy like Ashton Genty in every draft, every two drafts, every five drafts, maybe not even every 10 or 15 drafts. Ashton Genty is that type of guy. Like his his contact balance, his footwork, his pass protection is nasty, bro. He is a offensive lineman in a little man's body when it comes to pass pro. Uh, so I mean, I could talk on and on about these guys. I would take any one of them if they fell to us at 6. But again, Arnie, I I don't know. I don't know. So best of player available, no. Um Free agent pickups, they said they haven't even got that far. They're still evaluating the talent in the room before they need, before we know before they know where they need to go in the draft or who they're even looking at. Um and while I'm on the subject, hopefully we can squash all the talk about Mr. LA Rams, Matthew Stafford being traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. When asked about it, Pete Carroll and John Spytek, like I said earlier, were both in sync. They both had the almost the exact same answer. They said, "I'm not going to talk about players under contract with other teams." So that's probably off the board unless they cut them or release them. Don't look for us to be trying to trade with teams unless that's the way they want to go. Then they might call and talk when free agency starts. But as of now, that's not even a subject. What else we got? What else we got? And we're gonna miss your answer. 4 years, Shane Butler, and maybe a nice burden will get you sleep. Nice bourbon. He's got a ways before he can get one of those. Don't get that kid drinking already, man. My guy Arnie says Genty, Hampton, Judkins, Johnson, Neal, Henderson, and Martinez. I mean, that's your list for the top seven. I'm not mad at it. I fuck with it. I mean, excuse my language. I rock with it. I think I don't know. I don't know. I would kind of put Henderson. The fact that Henderson and Judkins both had over 1,000 yards, being on the same team in the same system, to me is mind boggling for college. Like, I mean, that's just wild. So I would have those guys probably 3 and 4, and then I'm not going to argue about the rest at this point. Maybe in a couple days when we break down the running back some more. I know we did a couple weeks ago, but that was before the combine and all this breaking out. Eagles did dumb stuff 40 years before they finally got one. Let them know. Let them know. 3 trophies over here. Should be 5. At least 4. At least 3.5. I'm going to say 3.5 because the Tampa Bay game should have asterisks next to it, bro. I don't care what anybody says. James Furpo in the building on break. Stop by to yell, Raiders. And my man Navman says, Raiders. Sorry, Rebel. I have to sleep. All right, man. But I'm gonna sleep listening to you for a while. So you're saying I'm that boring that I put you to sleep? Come on, man. That's messed up, bro. I'm just messing with you, Shane. I appreciate you leaving me on and rocking with me. I'm not saying that. You almost got me to read. You know I like to read the comments. You almost got me with that one. Look up Eagles losing 4 Super Bowls before they finally got one with Nick Foles as the quarterback. And he didn't even take him there. It was my man Carson Wentz, who I believe the Raiders should go after in free agency. Just as that, father figure, won a Super Bowl, been to a Super Bowl, lost, been in a Sean McVay system, been in an Andy Reid system, sat behind Patrick Mahomes, still has a good arm, 6'5", 240 pounds, 235 pounds, whatever it is, under $2 million. Why wouldn't you bring in a Carson Wentz, cut Gardner Minshew, draft your quarterback, and let Aiden O'Connell in the rookie see who's who? Like, Raiders. That's my opinion, but I could be lying. Navman in the building, man. Damn, bro. You are the man and new king of the chat. And how do I make you a mod? Hold on. I gotta figure this out before we leave. Content. Why ain't it showing the live I'm on now? You need to pull up that little no? Alright. I appreciate you, my brother. Shout out on the $5 holla. Folks, speaking of free agency quarterbacks, how many NFL quarterbacks threw a pick six in their first throw of their career? Knowledge check. No Google allowed. Okay, I put my phone down because I do have it in my hand. That'd be cheating. Um, hmm. How many NFL quarterbacks threw a pick six on their first throw of their career? That's a damn good question, my brother. And I don't know why I have a name on the tip of my tongue. And I don't know what it is. But I know one. I don't know. You got me. You got me. Anybody else know all about Riley Leonard? You are? Oh, dude, I'm not a Notre Dame fan. I've never been a Notre Dame fan. I don't like Notre Dame. I like their colors; they're all right, which kind of sounds fruity, but there's something about that kid, bro. Riley Leonard just when I seen him play, I was like, man, this kid has something. And then you see him just run the ball. He's projected to run a 4.5 40. If he runs in the 4.5s and doesn't go in the first or second round, that's crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. So yeah, I'm a huge Riley Leonard fan. Like I would love for him to be a Raider, bro. Would love for him to be a Raider. But I don't know. How many NFL? I'm gonna say it's probably a lot. I'm gonna say four. I'm gonna say four. I'm gonna say four. Um, break over later. Raiders. Appreciate you pulling up on your break, my guy Furpo. Um, negative. I love AOC. Man, how come you ain't been on this channel before? That's all we talk about on here is Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell. Yesterday, we were supposed to talk about three different subjects, and it ended up arguing about Aiden O'Connell. Like, I've been the biggest Aiden O'Connell fan since his very first preseason game. Very first preseason game, I said that kid has something special. Like, he's gonna be a star. Um, with the RRR. Riley Leonard, my comp is Jocelyn. Mine too, bro. Mine too. Like, dude, we should be friends. No, I'm just kidding. Nav man, bro. I gotta get your number, bro. Like, for real. Shit, we could talk football all day. Dude, that's been my comp since since he was at Duke. I was like, bro, this kid reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. Like, he's he has the size at 6'4", maybe he's 6'5". Some people say 6'4", some people say 6'3". The weight kind of scares me. He's like what 218, 220. I'd like to see him get up to about 235 range. Be able to take a little bit more of these hits, but he doesn't have as strong as an arm as Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen could throw the ball 80 yards down the field. Riley Leonard cannot, but the heart wise, the athleticism, his will to pick up the first down. It doesn't matter who's in his way. He's going to jump over you. He's going to run through you. Uh, he's not ever sliding, which could be a bad thing in the NFL. You have to work on that. But yeah, dude, I think he reminds me of Josh Allen, like 100,000%. Everything I see, dude, his throwing motion, his footwork, his decision making, pre snap reads, all of that shit. Unleashing addiction. Great job. Appreciate you. Generational talent is Abdul Gently and Travis Hunter. See, great minds think alike, my brother. Great minds think alike. Um, I type like that shit. What else we got? Ready, Sam Darnold, Favre, Winston. Wow, it was three. Uh, beat on my chest like King Kong. Greg, my guy, what's going on? I went to Death Valley for a geology trip for my class, but love the fact to get to drive to Las Vegas Raiders Stadium. Nice. You got to go check out the stadium? Did you get to go on a tour? The tour is fire. So, Sam Darnold, which everybody says the Raiders should pay $45 million. Fuck out of here. Jameis Winston, the only man in the what? He's the only one in the 30-30 club. 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. I could see him throwing one on his first pass. But Brett Favre, I did not see that at all whatsoever. So one hell of a fun fact for my guy Navman, who has been the MVP of my 1 year career at YouTube, and all in one night. Appreciate the shit out of you. So yeah, I got the answer right. 3. I'm doing good. Yeah, shout out to my guy Greg Lear, bro. That's sick. I hope Abdul Carter falls to us of Cam Ward. I I don't know about the Cam Ward falling to us. I don't think he's gonna. There's no way he falls to 6. There's just too many needy teams, and if he does start to drop, I could see even teams jumping in front of us, like the Jets. But Benny and the Jets, I could see them moving up in front of us. We have some decisions to make because if you really feel like Shador or Cam Ward is your guy, or even Jackson Dart or Riley Leonard, shit, maybe Riley Leonard slides up in there, pause if necessary. Um, we all like sliding up in there. Uh, uh, lost concentration. You know, maybe Riley Leonard slides up in there if they feel that is their guy. And like I said, I'll say it a million times. Tom Brady, is the GOAT when it comes to quarterbacks. And from what I hear, can evaluate any player at any position in under 2 minutes, know their weaknesses, know their strengths, and know how to beat them, you know, all that shit within 2 minutes. So if he's really got it like that, then bro, that even is even more reason to trust in whatever they feel. But we heard in the meetings today, he's on the phone constantly. He's not in the building. He has other stuff going on. They asked if he would be in the war room, come camp. They said they didn't know. It was up to Tom Brady. Of course, if he wanted to be there, they would welcome him. I mean, that was a dumb answer. We all know that. Like you're going to tell Tom Brady, no, you can't come. The fuck out of here. No, you can't show up, bro. But we don't know what stipulations the NFL is going to put on him being there. But if he wants to be there, he will. They have phone contact daily, not just him and Spytek, but him and Pete Carroll. I thought that was huge. So I said it 3 months ago when or whenever Tom Brady bought the team. When they started talking about the team, I said Tom Brady was not going to have as big, as a big of, I don't even know what the hell I'm trying to say. He's not going to be around all the time, right? He's not going to be involved physically. Like he might be involved on the phone, over video calls or whatever. But he has a life and he has a job at Fox that he's going to honor. He's not planning on leaving, so he's got to do that, which is the main focus for him. Is why he hired Spytek and is why he brought in a guy. Um, it's why he brought in a guy like Pete Carroll, so he don't have to mess with that. So I'm with you, Rebel. Start Aiden 1.5, get wins as a sacrifice backup. Where'd it go? Mentally 3 or 5, draft award or dart, which will be around 4 or 5 mil as a first round rookie. Then build the roster. I'm 1,000% with that. I'm 1,000% with that. And people still say that Shador's our guy. We're gonna land Shador at 6. I just don't see how you could say Shador's the guy. Like we know Tom Brady's cutthroat, right? Tom Brady's a killer. He's got that killer instinct. He's a dog. He doesn't care the fact that he mentored Shador if that's not the right fit for this offense. So it doesn't matter how much time they spent together, how much he knows Dion. To me, none of that shit matters. Tom Brady's going to do what's right for the organization. And if he feels Shador is right, then he's going to get him. He's going to go up and he's going to tell his guys, go get him. That's the dude I want. But if he doesn't feel it's right, then he's not. Cam Ward, I just don't see him following to us at 6. And I don't see him with a first year, new owner, a first year head coach, and a first year GM trading up in the draft to go get a quarterback. If you listen to Pete Carroll, you know, he iterated over and over and over again. The guys in the locker room, never got a chance. They need a chance. Also, you don't have to be the best quarterback. You don't have to have the best arm. You don't have to, run the fastest. You just have to not turn the ball over. Um, Spytek said you have to be in the playbook. That's what Tom Brady wants, a guy that's constantly in the playbook. That's Aiden O'Connell, bro. Aiden O'Connell lives in the playbook. Aiden O'Connell was that dude out there throwing with Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker, in 130-degree heat in Las Vegas at the parks. Who else was doing that shit as a rookie? Come on. Like, so yeah, I get it. I'm with you 100%. I missed the next one. Yep, I did. Uh, did not went on a tour. Oh, I did not went on the tour. But glad to at least drive by on the trip. People in the geology department love talking smack on my Raiders, but I got to keep keep my faith on the Raiders for real. Hey, did you get to stop and at least take pictures or get a picture of you in front of it saying Raiders? No. The stadium's amazing, right? The first time I seen it, flying into Vegas, and I grew up in Vegas. I was born in Cali, moved to Vegas. Now I'm in Arkansas, raising my kids, away from the city. But now they're all grown. Now we're raising grandkids away from the city. But, um, I flew into Vegas. I can't even count how many times I've flown in and out of Vegas. There's nothing like flying into Vegas at night. It is the most beautiful scenery you will ever see. If you've never flown into Las Vegas at nighttime, put that on your to-do list. Um, but man, the stadium is, yeah, you could see it from so far out. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then when I got to go, up to it or around it or in it or any, it's insane. It's one of the best stadiums, and compared to Oakland, oh my god, bro. Not even gonna get into that. But yeah, man, that's cool as hell. You got to see it, and hopefully you get a chance to go to a game. Hopefully, hopefully I can get you know people to join the Raider Nation family, and we can start doing chats and get together, and maybe all set up a time where we can, get close enough where we can all go to a game or something together. I'd love that shit. Like, I'd love to meet every single one of people that pull up in my chat, hang out, have a drink. Although I haven't drank in like 4 years, I still drink a beer every now and then. But yeah, that'd be sick. I told a Charger fan on the trip, when was the last time they won a Super Bowl AFC championship? They got spanked by Steve Young in the Super Bowl. Yeah, poor Chargers fans, man. Yeah, I feel bad. Actually, I don't feel bad, but it sucks for the teams that have never won to a Super Bowl, especially the teams that have been there only once and lost. Damn, it's heartbreaking the two we lost. I don't know how they deal with it. Really, I would. I don't know. That's crazy. Crazy. Lyra, stay rookie of the year. Way Raiders are not. Nobody changes mine but you, right? Oh, your way. They say rookie of the. I don't know. The hell, I can't read. Maybe Will Howard. I'm not opposed to Will Howard. The more I watch tape on Will Howard, he's more athletic than I thought. He's not the quickest guy, but he makes pretty decent decisions. He has damn good accuracy. He throws guys open. He's decisive with his throws. He doesn't hold the ball too long. So, our offensive line doesn't have to be all stars. We can get away with only giving a guy 3 or 4 seconds, and opposed to having to give him 5 or 6 seconds because he's waiting for guys to run open and doesn't know how to throw on anticipation or throw guys open. Will Howard's got all that, bro, 100%. And uh, you know, the fact that he played with Chip Kelly in college, if Chip Kelly has the Raiders have a big advantage. I mean, yes, there are teams in the NFL that have signed guys, linebacker coaches, defensive coordinators, from college this year, but nobody, and I mean nobody, got to hire the offensive coordinator of the college. championship team that had 2,000-yard receivers, 2,000-yard rushers. There's a lot of talent on that team, and nobody knows it better than Chip Kelly. So we have a big, big advantage. Also, not forget, damn, 2.5 hours? Shit. I'm not gonna be on here much longer. Get in your questions if you have any more questions so we can get them all in. I think I read everybody so far, but damn, I don't know why I always stop. So what was I saying? Oh, Chip Kelly, they talked about a lot. Spytek said in his very was it second or third interview, I think he said as much as he hates to say it, they were going to look at a lot of Ohio State players. Now, you know why he doesn't, why he hates to say it, because he's a Michigan guy. So it hurts him to have to, go look at Ohio State players, but that shit doesn't matter, right? College is in the past. He's the GM for a franchise, and when your best players are in Georgia, in Ohio State, that Ohio State Michigan rivalry doesn't mean shit. He's going to go get those guys, and there's a lot of them. They have solid tackles, they have solid guard coming out. Both, only one receiver. I think the other one's a freshman, which is just absolutely ridiculous the year he had. So, Spytek has already alluded to picking that roster apart over there, and who knows it better than Chip Kelly, right? So another huge advantage. We are one up on some. Oh my goodness, excuse me. We are one up on some teams in the AFC West, and all the other 31 teams. It's been a while since we've been up on any of the teams. So Aiden modeled his game after Brady, with Brady as his idol. Just saying, I know, and I wish Tom Brady didn't have the Fox thing going on. And it's the off season, so he should have more time to be in the building. But you would think, as a guy like Tom Brady with his character, and I don't know if they've ever met, but last time Aiden O'Connell was interviewed, they asked him if he met Tom Brady yet or got a chance to talk to him, and he said no. So I mean, to me, that kind of sucks. You would think Tom Brady would have more character than that to know you have a quarterback that switched his number to your number, that has idled his game after yours, that has looked up to you his whole entire career, and you haven't even met the kid yet. I mean, damn, give him a phone call, something. Like, I don't know, but yeah, with Tom Brady in the building evaluating him, maybe he sees what a lot of us see in Aiden O'Connell. Because if we can see it, how can the greatest player to ever play the position not see it? Been up and down with the Raiders since 1991. Shout out for your loyalty. I appreciate it. So I've been through a lot with the team. Negative vibes. Uh, give me two on the Raiders to get me what? Let negative vibes get me to me on the Raiders. I can't. I don't know. I got a little crazy at the end there. So, but yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. I think. Um, Ask any Chargers fan who the GOAT quarterback is. They will say Justin Herbert. In fact, the GOAT for them is Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts was a dog. They've had some decent quarterbacks. When it's all said and done, Justin Herbert might be that guy, though. I'm not gonna lie. Wentz, yep, I'm ready. Damn, I'm that far behind. I gotta catch up. 6'2", 260, man can move. I wanted that dude. I want that dude bring Wentz on, right? He won a Super Bowl in his first or second year with Philly. We broke down his stats last night. Almost every year he was in Philly, he threw for over 3,000 yards. He had one year where he had 16 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. That was his rookie year. And then like 4 years later, his second to last year with Philly, Other than that, the man's thrown for over 3,000 yards, almost 4,000 in every single game. I was talking about Carson Wentz last year. I would have brought him in, went with Aiden O'Connell, never signed Gardner Minshew. I would have took that $25 million from Gardner Minshew that we paid his sloppy, sorry ass, and I would have gave JJ his money, signed him to a 3-year deal. Would have used that money we paid Garner to pay JJ. And we might not have Spytek or Pete Carroll right now. I mean, might be a whole nother story. But the past is the past. 0 Lombardis, Bills, Chargers, Texans, Jags, Vikings, Titans. It's a big list, more than I thought before before I said it. It's a lot, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I guess 6 out of 32. That's not too bad. The Bills, didn't they make it to 4 Super Bowls in a row? Shout out New England Booster, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. Yeah, that's wild. Vikings never won. The Texans, they haven't really been a team that long. Who were they before the Texans? Why can't I think? The Jags, didn't they win their first year? The first year they were a franchise, or was that the Panthers? Anyways, Jags, Vikings, and the Titans. Yeah. Man. At least one of them is in our division. And I hope it stays that way. Because our division has won too many titles. And I'm so glad. Shout out to my guy Shane if you're still in the building going to sleep. Shout out to your Eagles for knocking Kansas City out, because I can't take them winning another Super Bowl. They already have 5 to our 3. It's just our 4 to our 3. It's nasty work. Nasty work. LOL 12.5 running all night till 6 a.m. I think the people trying to sleep would be very, very upset. But I'm gonna do some shit like that. But I gotta have a reason. Like, if we start Aiden O'Connell, I will go live for the. I don't know. I'll think about it before I say it, because it might happen and I'll be stuck. That would suck. Oh shit! I was gonna say there's more, right? Panthers, Lions, Falcons. Damn, that's a lot. I didn't mean to say negative vibe. Get to me. I got you. Come on, you gotta be bulletproof by now. You said you've been a Raider fan, Greg, since '91. You heard a lot of people talk shit to you being a Raider fan. I mean, look, bro. Raider family. I can't erase that shit. You know how much shit I get for that? You couldn't even imagine the things that are said to me. Mostly online, but I think it's funny. I just laugh my ass off. I'm loyal to the core. I'm like a dog. I seen him win a Super Bowl in '94. I seen the playoff game in Seattle where we spanked their ass when Seattle was in our division when I was little itty bitty. And I would never ever root for anybody else. Sometimes it's even hard to watch other teams. Texans were in expansion. They were in expansion. Well, why'd you say? Didn't that man say the Panthers and the Jags? Didn't one of those expansion teams win a Super Bowl? Their first year or second year? Yeah, Panthers, Lions, Falcons. 9 teams out of 32 have never won a Super Bowl. That hurts. That hurts. Panthers and Jags went to each championship games, NFC and AFC. Second year, I believe. I don't know why I thought one of them won. Here's the thought: if we don't resign Kuntz, just stop right there. Just stop. Pump the brakes. Come on, man. We need Malcolm. Um, if we don't sign Kuntz because he wants too much money, and Abdul Carter isn't on the board at 6, what about James Pierce, who's second best defensive end behind Carter in the draft? I'm thinking. And chewing in the microphone. That's probably annoying as hell, huh? These gummy nerds are good as hell. I don't know why they got set by me, but I shouldn't be eating them. Horrible. Um, I wouldn't be mad at it. I think James Pierce is a beast. I don't know if I'd go that high at 6 though. I don't know if I'm taking a defensive end at 6 or a defensive lineman for that matter. I mean, we just paid Christian Wilkins 140 or 60 million dollars. We have Jonah Lalu, who balled out in my opinion this year, and is just going to be even better. Once we get Crosby and you get Wilkins next to him. If we bring back Butler, I'm good with that. If the price is too much, I I don't know, but I don't know if I'm taking the defensive end there. We just have too many holes. I would go offensive line. You know, I would just trade back. I really can't. I've looked at every single one of these players in this draft. I've looked at every position, and nothing stands out to me except for going crazy, taking Shador or Cam, are just saying hell with it because they believe Jackson Dart is the guy at 6. And if they believe that and they take him at 6, I'm not mad at it. I'm not gonna be mad at it. I'm gonna fuck with that all day. But however, when you look at the other positions, I'm scared of taking a running back at 6. Um, what I just said it with the money we're putting out at defensive tackle, and I know Spytek said he is not opposed to getting a player if if big if they're a generational talent, even if we have 2 or 3 star players at that position. However, we don't have 2 or 3 star players at any position, so that's not going to be a problem. um I don't know. I think trading back at 6. Now, if you have takers, I'm trading back. There's no question, no doubt in my mind. We see. I think you were in the live LVR when I did the mock draft the other day. I traded back with Dallas, um, from 6 to 12. I got their second round pick, which was like 31 or not 31. That's not a second round pick. 34 or 35, 36, something in there. And then I got their fourth round pick or third round pick and a pick next year. So, I mean, I know that's not the scenario. You're not going to get no shit like that. But if you get something close, 3 picks in this year's draft, I'm trading back because we'll always move back if somebody's there. I like James Pierce, and I've seen a lot of shit saying that he might fall. He's drafting, falling down the board. There's better defense, a lot better defensive ends. But one guy I like, and I know everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, you're just an Arkansas Razorback fan." You're damn right, I'm a Razorback fan. Woo pig suey, but Landon Flippin' Castle. If you don't know who Landon Castle is, you should know. The man is like 6'7", almost 300 pounds, fast as hell, and probably the fourth, maybe the third best defensive end in this draft. Now, he could probably, use some work on technique, but he relies on a lot of power because, like I said, he's 6'7". He should probably be playing on the offensive line or on the defensive line, but they have him at end, and you could probably move him over at that size. Um, Matter of fact, hold on. I don't want to just sit here and talk shit. Let me see what his actual numbers are. Edge, right? Edge. Abdul Carter, James Pierce is second. You know, since you brought that up about James Pierce in the second, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna have to say no because if Malik Williams is there, I would take Malik Williams over James Pierce just because he comes out of Georgia. And Spytek said today that Georgia players are just different, right? They love ball. They only recruit guys there that are all about football. Look at Brock Bowers. And I think Mikael Williams is crazy, crazy talent, raw talent. Not a guy that you have to start right away. Even if we don't get Kuntz, if we bring back Caleb Von Chasen, I mean, yeah, we could go that route. But so Landon Castle, these flipping ads are ridiculous, dude. God, I gotta get an ad blocker. So I don't know what I gotta do, but it's only on this stupid Draft Buzz. Um, I guess because it's free. That's how they pay for their shit. So defensive line edge, Landon Castle, Arkansas Razorback, Woo Pig, baby. Oh, 6'5". I thought he was 6'7". My bad. We'll see what he measures at the combine, but whatever. 6'5", 273 pounds. Runs a 4.6, 840. That's quick, bro. That's a mammoth of a man at 6'5", 270 to run a 4.6, 40, a 4.6, 8. I know that's fast because I played running back and safety in high school, junior high, and bro, I tore my knee like 10th grade, so I didn't play all of high school. I tried to play again, didn't work. Knee was shredded. But anyways, I ran a 4.6, and I was like one of the fastest dudes in a lot, like around in a lot of the schools we played. Again, that was many, many, many moons ago. But so 4.6 is, it's not slow, especially 30, 40 years ago. It wasn't slow, but for a defensive end that size, bro, Landon Castle has been climbing up boards, and like I said, he's fourth on this board. I think on PFF's board for edge rushers and defensive linemen, they got him like fourth or fifth on there also. So Landon Castle is a sneaky, sneaky, sneaky name, and they have him, which I don't agree with. Even being a Razorback fan, they have him above Shamir Stewart at a Texas A&M, Mike Green. Come on, man. At a Marshall, this dude's bend is absolutely ridiculous. Mike Green reminds me of a Malcolm Kuntz, 1000%. Like, if you could pull this guy in the second round because you can't sign a Malcolm Kuntz, I'm all for it. Um, Jack Sawyer is another 6'5", 260, runs a 4.6 40. There's a lot of defensive ends in this draft. Nick Scorton. But there is one that I really, really, really like. And he's probably way down here at the third best. Damn, even that far. Elijah Roberts, Mason Thomas. Man, there's guys right here. Olawafemi Oladejo. Did I say that right? I think I got it right this time. Yeah, baby. No, I'm just fucking. But bro, played outside linebacker, moved to edge, 6'3", 261. I don't know how he's slower than Landon Castle or Jack Sawyer. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. but he runs a 4.7. That's just a projected. He might have better numbers at the combine. But the man is raw talent, right? He hasn't played the position except for a little bit this year. I think he had like 2 or 3 sacks in one game. Um, sneaky good. And again, not too many snaps. So it's one of those guys that you could definitely bring in and develop, probably in the later rounds. But man, I really like that dude, UCLA cat. So yeah, that's what we have in there. I get back to this chat, and then I gotta get off here. Pulling up 3 hours. Y'all are the greatest, rocking with me for 3 hours, man. I appreciate y'all, every single one of y'all. Love y'all like family. You are my family. Um, like Dick Daniels. Here's a thought. Oh, we got that. Nation, only one nation. That's right, baby. Raider Nation. LVR Carter won't make it to 6. Mason Graham might. Now, I'm glad you said that, New England, because I hear all this talk about Mason Graham, and I've heard people say he's the generational talent in this draft. Now, let me know your thoughts, 12 people in the building. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Also, if you want to become a member, I don't have a link up, but you have to at Raiders Unleashed find my channel and become a member if you'd like to become a member to the channel. And with that being said, there's a lot of talk about Mason Graham being that generational guy. And I don't have the name of his partner on the defensive line. What the hell? Somebody give me his name. The other guy on the defensive line in Michigan. I think this dude has more upside and more potential, and is just a absolute dog when the man just throws people around, bro. This dude is crazy. I mean, I like Mason Graham, but there's a reason why he was projected to go into 3, then it was 4, now it's 5. Now that people don't even know where he's going to go, it all depends on the combine and what he does there. But I like Mason Graham. I wouldn't take him if he was there at 6. Would y'all take him if he's there at 6? It's the same reason I wouldn't take Genty at 6. There's just too many. There's too many. Like, you don't reach. And the one thing I liked about Spytek, besides the fact that I said these guys were all on the same page, they seemed like they were in sync. 2 different press conferences, asked the same questions, gave the same answers. I thought that was really impressive. Just wanted to reiterate on that. But again, they said they weren't going to reach on players. They were going to, they weren't taking best available, but they weren't going to reach on a quarterback. They weren't going to reach on a guy just because it was a position of need. So I thought that was very telling to, I don't see us picking in the first round. I just get this feeling. I get this gut feeling, and I've talked about it before. In the 14 years that Pete Carroll was with the Seattle Seahawks, he only picked 4 times in the 4th round out of 14 years. The rest he traded the picks, or traded the picks for players. I think Jimmy Graham he traded 2 picks for. I think he traded 2 picks for Marshawn Lynch. So that's his MO. And what did he say today in a press conference? The biggest thing Pete Carroll said. They asked him, is there any difference this time around than the other times you coached? He said, no, it's all the same thing. It's the same strategy, the same system. He's got the same ideas. Now you're going to bring in different guys to try to tweak it a little bit, but it's the same shit. He's not going all out trying to reinvent the wheel. He's doing what got him here, right? Rung what you brung, if you're into racing, like they say. Um, I wouldn't hate it, but I suspect we go OG at that point. If we trade back, we go offensive guard. I like your boy Wyatt Millum. I thought the tape I watched on him, the dude has strong hands. When he latches onto people, he doesn't let go. Like he's like a vice grip. But he didn't shine out as much as I thought he would in the bowl games. So I want to see what Wyatt Millum does. I really like that kid. What Booker, offensive guard Booker. And again, if y'all are new or just pulling up, I talked about it. Spytek said, not in the interview, but in an interview with Phil Sims. God, Chris Sims. How many times am I gonna call that dude Phil Sims? The interview with Chris Sims today. If y'all haven't seen it, go check it out. They had an interview with Pete Carroll and with Spytek, but they asked Spytek, what his what his plan is for the offensive line. How does he build the offensive line? How does he go about it? And he says he has a pretty good system of taking the best tackles, at smaller schools and moving them over to guard. So again, he's not inventing the wheel. He's not changing anything. So I wouldn't be mad at guard. And I would love to have Gray Zabel. Like Gray Zabel has been. I'm not gonna lie and say I've been talking about Gray Zabel for 6 years or 6 months or since the beginning of time. No, no, I didn't know shit about Gray Zabel. I'm gonna be 100. I didn't even know who the Gray Zabel was. Never even heard the name in my life. But damn, when I went back and watched film, because I heard the name when it came to the what was it, not Senior Bowl, the other bowl, the Shrine Bowl, I believe. Whatever bowl he was in, the practices they had, the dude was holding his own against every elite defensive end, defensive tackle, nose tackle. It didn't matter who they put in front of him. They put him at every single position on the line. He's a natural tackle, and then even play him at his natural spot. They played him everywhere else, and the man just dominated, manhandled, grown man style, and shit. So of course, me, I had to go watch tape, and I watched like 3 games where, man, this dude is a machine, bro. He might he might be the generational talent in this draft. How many times in a draft do you have an offensive lineman that can play right tackle, right guard, left guard, and center at a Pro Bowl caliber level? Now, I'm not saying he could be a Pro Bowl or he's playing at a Pro Bowl caliber, but for a college Pro Bowl caliber, when he was going up against those dudes in practice, and from what I seen on film in North Dakota State, I do believe he came from. They don't play the biggest schools, not the greatest talent, but man, this dude he's just a machine, just a machine. I agree. Carter would go 1 or 3. Graham may be who I like. Wilkins, Butler. We need Graham, Pierce. I'm not mad at bumping up the defensive line. And I talked about it, I think, last night on the live that, if the scenario is Cam Ward, Shador are both gone, which to me, none of those guys matter. I'm not big on either one of those guys. Y'all should know this by now. I don't think they're first round talent. I wouldn't take any of these quarterbacks in the first round. Like, really, if I'm reaching, then yeah, but I don't think any of them are first round talent. But with that being said, what's the scenario that both of those guys are gone? Graham's gone. Our Graham's not gone, and he's on the board at 6. Do you take him knowing you have Christian Wilkins and not sign Jonah Lalu or bring Jonah Lalu back and let Adam Butler go? Do you keep him on the defensive line because of the injuries we had last year? I mean, that's to me that's hard questions. I really don't have an answer. I'd have to think to give you one. Everywhere, in my opinion, guard tackle is a bigger need. Yes, guard and tackle is definitely a bigger need. And let me throw this scenario out there. And I think this scenario is a hot take that nobody, and I mean, when I say nobody's talking about it, ain't like these other No, I'm just playing. No, for real though. When I say nobody's talking about it, ain't nobody talking about it. Will Putnam. Will Putnam is still on our practice squad. I think he was moved up one or two times, maybe once this year because our line was hurting. But Will Putnam as at a Clemson, I believe. Was it Clemson? Since I don't know. I think Clemson. The dude is an absolute freak of nature. He started out as a guard, in his first year or two. Didn't give up a sack. Players got hurt. They had, nobody at center. The man jumped in at center, played pretty well, got hurt, came back, played the rest of his career at center. He's got like 3,000 and 3,200 snaps on the offensive line. And he only give up like, I think, one sack or two sacks in his whole career from the stats that I can find. And I don't have the PFF shit. I don't pay for that no more. It expired. But Will Putnam is an absolute JPJ, bro. He's 100% the same mentality, the same physicality, the same size, the same build. His reps at the combine were absolutely insane. And I know JPJ is the dog at center. His natural position is guard. They moved him to center in Oregon. But if you can bring in Will Putnam and put him at guard or even at center, I think JPJ is a better center. But Will Putnam has played more center in college than JPJ. And they have the same mentality. They get to the first and second level. They don't stop when the whistle blows. They're constantly seeking out somebody to hit. If it's in a zone scheme or guys are pulling, they're not just standing there with their hands up looking around. No, they're running looking for somebody to hit. And when you got that many guys on the offensive line with that mentality, this line would be nasty, bro. Nasty. And you bring in, the fact that Brendan Carroll is running it. This dude's a damn good offensive lineman. They got some dogs over there at Washington where he came from. And he did, I mean, we seen what he did in Seattle. So there's so many decisions, man. So many decisions. But do you draft a guard in the first round? I'm not mad at it. A guard, some people will flip and be like, dude, you're taking a guard in the first round. But if you're taking a guard, I'm not just trading from 6 to 12. I'd trade back further, like 15, 20. Trade with one of those teams that made the playoffs that maybe want to come up and get one of these defensive tackles because that's what they're lacking to make it farther in the playoffs. Or come up and get a running back because that's what they're lacking to make it, farther in the playoffs. So one more piece on the O-line would be elite. I agree 100%. I think we have depth on the line, but we're going to have to get more than that because we're getting rid of Whitehair. If we don't, I'm going to lose my mind, bro. We're getting rid of Whitehair. We should. We're getting rid of Andres Pete, or we should. And hopefully we do something with Andre James and move on from Andrea James. No, I'm just kidding. But really, that's three offensive linemen that we're moving on from. Maybe Will Putnam can step up in his second year and take one of those spots as the backup role. What do we do with Parham? A lot of people like Parham. I like Parham. I think he's a damn good guard. It just depends on what system he's in. If you're running a power zone, he's not going to work. you know, under 300 pounds playing guard in the NFL is a big ask. It's a big ask for anybody. Not ASS, but ASK ask. Um, so I don't know what we do with Parham. But if we keep Parham, we keep Andre James, Munford. We still have Dalton Wagner, also another Arkansas Razorback. We talked about a lot of Arkansas Razorbacks today. Um, Dalton Wagner is a like a tree over there. What, 6'7", 6'8", 325, 30 pounds? We don't know what we got in Dalton Wagner either. There's a reason they didn't let him go when they signed him as a UDFA, when they brought him on the roster. They put him on injured reserve all the year before last. Last year, they kept him on the practice squad. Nobody came and signed him, which is a good thing, right? So we don't know if that kid makes the roster. We have a lot of people to bring in. Like, I know one guy would fill the starting line, but it depends on who your starters are, right? And Chip Kelly and Brandon Carroll and Pete Carroll might come in and just look at this offensive line after watching film, or their scouts might be like, bro, this guy's not going to cut it for what we're trying to do, and move on. And hopefully that guy is Andre James. Facts, Adams runs a 4.55 at receiver, so 4.6 ain't slow, right? 4.6 ain't slow for 300 pounds, 6'5" defensive lineman. DN 4.6, holy shit, that's smoking, right? 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 And he's 6'5", 260, 270 pounds. Landon Castle is a dog, bro. Navman OG is a need, but can be talented at guard. Um, OG guard. Duh. In the second and third round, not at the sixth. Yeah, that's way too far. I don't know though. There's this tackle and guard class might be deeper than we think, and the fact that a lot of people are sleeping on these guys. Some of them might fall later in the rounds. Hopefully for us. As offensive tackle, we have Miller at left guard, Glaze at right tackle. Was a top 10 rookie last year. He needs to continue to start. Glaze was all right, but when it came to fast defensive ends that don't line up across from him, when they pull that line up 3 yards down the shit and get that bull rush on them, or get a running bull rush on them, he had trouble. He had trouble in the run game, and all that shit could be fixed. I think it started to get corrected towards the end of the year, in my opinion. He definitely looked better as he got time, and come on, let's not forget he was a rookie drafted in the third round. There's no way a rookie drafted in the third round should be starting at right tackle in the NFL unless he has to, which he pretty much had to. So it's good for him. He got to grow, on the job, learn on the job. It's bad for him that he didn't get to sit and, learn more. But he was on the bench for a while before he got thrown into the fire. So that's a good thing. But yeah, Glaze is going to be that guy. Mumford, LVR, you weren't in here earlier, but we talked about the fact that we looked at the guards in the offseason and talked about the fact of moving DJ Glaze over to the right guard spot and, signing a right tackle or drafting a tackle. But signing a right tackle in free agency, the price was just ridiculous. And drafting one, yeah, Kenneth Grant. That's the other defensive tackle, bro. I would take Kenneth Grant in a heartbeat. Like that dude. Just Raiders baby. What's good? Appreciate you. You know that's a grown man right there. That dude got grown man strength for real. Kenneth Grant is a beast, and I think a lot of people were Mason Graham. and not really paying as much attention to the fact that a lot of Mason Graham's success, from what I've seen on tape, had to do with Kenneth Grant. They're both just explosive freaks, though. What? Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. New member in the building. Joanna, what's good? Appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Damn, I'm that far behind in the chat again. Shit. Um, Jones is under contract. Will either be traded or kept as a depth piece. I'm not. Yeah, yeah, and like I said, the fact that he played at UCLA with them, I mean, I see him staying around. But um, James isn't bad. Sometimes I think no, he's not bad. Like I said, he played better 2 years ago. It was just the system. A lot of players get bad raps because they're not in the right system, and you have to have the right system for a player. Now, as a quarterback, you have to have the right system built around you. Like, and we haven't done that anywhere. No, thank you. I appreciate you, Joanna. Absolutely, 100%. Y'all are crazy today. I don't know what's going on, but I love it. I love y'all. Um, all right, sweet. We are at 3 hours. Someone just popped in. Um, damn dog. All right, man. So I'm gonna get off here. I appreciate all y'all support. I appreciate the love. Joanna, Navman, crazy, crazy night, man. Again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. Um, join me tomorrow. I don't know what we were talking about, but hopefully some good news starts popping up with some signings really, really quick. So as always, much love. Raiders. Peace, y'all. And elbow grease. Sorry, John, I didn't know you was back in here, but I appreciate you pulling back up as always. Welcome to the family again. Anybody else wants to come here, remember, I will put the link up tomorrow on my live. I don't know why I didn't do it tonight, but I keep forgetting that I'm monetized. Again, thank y'all for your support. Peace.